Welcome to the Gangcast, aka the Games and Not Games podcast. I'm Jen Garcia, and joining me as always is Isaiah Smith.
Hello.
And welcome to the Gang of the Year. The game and not game of the year, but there's a lot of the not games part.
Yeah.
2025.
Second annual.
Yeah.
I clearly I did not plan anywhere near ahead enough to make it happen, but I really wanted to like print cards for like our winners and stuff.
Ooh.
But also the way we do the show, that kind of doesn't make sense because we like are building the list during the episode. But still,
we'll figure something out at some point.
We'll do something.
But before we get into it, it's Gang of the Year, so we have a bunch of categories that include games and not games. Our games categories are video games and board games. Our not games categories are things like movies, shows, albums, experiences, and food. I was telling Isaiah before we started recording, maybe if we're on it, we can add literature to our category, which granted, we weren't exactly watching a lot this year is what I realized when I sat down to do this list.
I think we watched a lot. It's the watching a lot of
from this year.
What comes from this year. Yeah, that's the tough part.
We're a big gap filler house and a house with many a gap. So I think we'll probably shout out a little bit some of the stuff we watched that wasn't in the year just to justify why the list is so small. But we're mostly going to go 5 for 5. There's some where I don't have like 5 new things for a category, but not too many of those. Hopefully we can kind of fill those gaps. Are you ready to get started with our first category?
I'm ready to get started.
And as the name of the show implies, we're starting with games. So we're going to start with video games that came out in 2025. We'll work bottom up. What is your number 5?
I went back and forth on what number 5 would be. There's a couple options it could have been. I think being true to myself and like thinking about the time I spent with the game, even though it could have been better, my number 5 is Pokemon ZA.
Wow.
Yeah.
A Cinderella story.
Yeah.
Did you beat Pokemon ZA?
I beat it. Yeah. It's something about just getting those mons, just capturing your little buddies and leveling them up and fighting in and I love that formula, right? I loved Legends Arceus, and I love just the idea of going out into the wild. I do wish the wild looked a lot better in this game and like was bigger and more fleshed out and like you could do more and everything. But even all that said, still something just satisfying about just fighting with your little mons.
What was your team by the end? Who were some of your favorites? Ooh. And do you have like favorites that you just like seek out every game, or do you get new favorites like per game?
Usually, generally, it kind of depends on just like what's available in the game, right?
Sure.
Some of the favorites that stood out in ZA were Garchomp, I started with Feraligatr. He's obviously a day one. Even from Gold and Silver, he was a day one. So I had to have him here. As soon as I could, I got my Charizard. He's got 2 Mega Evolutions in this game, so that's always nice.
Wow.
I'm a basic boy. And then I had a flyer here and there that I would sub out. Started Pidgeot. You had a couple classics. You got I don't think did they have Staraptor? I don't know if they had Staraptor actually. But like, even just a Dragonite here and there, they just give me a little bit more dragon, a little bit flying type. A Machamp, just to have somebody who could punch hard, just a basic team. I'm not super into the strategy. I like my comfort Pokemon, which are like all the old school Pokemon, and so I do gravitate towards them, but there are some like a Trapinch, a Flygon, some newer gen Pokemon that bubble up for me.
What did you think of the new battle system and structure that they rolled out?
Oh man!
And can you also like lay the groundwork for like what that system is?
Yeah, so it's not turn-based, real-time battling, but your moves are on cooldowns basically. So you can somewhat reposition your Pokemon tries to stand next to you. And so when you as the player move around, your Pokemon will kind of follow, and that kind of gives you the ability to like reposition and like dodge moves and things like that. But for the most part, it is still, traditional Pokemon. You come in with a 4-move set per Pokemon. Their type, their physical or special attacks, special defense, things like that. Helper moves, all that jazz. Like all the normal Pokemon moves is just you can do it now in a real-time format with a little bit of positioning to kind of, add to that flavor. And overall, I liked it. I think that there's much to be desired in just the world that they give you to play in. If they gave me a better world, this game would have been way higher on the list.
Yeah.
It is not the game, like it is not the mechanics of Pokemon that fell flat. It is the world that they gave me this Pokemon
Did you
in.
get like bored heading towards completion? Because I stopped playing this game because I felt like it was only going to go downhill from where it was. And it already was like not at a wildly high point. Like I like the battle system. I like that aspect of Legends, but unsurprisingly this did not make my list because it just kind of felt like it was a little dry.
Sure.
Like after a certain point. Did you end up feeling that, especially heading towards completion, or is it like, it had enough to carry you through?
It's hard to say it fell flat because I didn't go in with high expectations. Like the expectations I went in with, it met and it carried through. It never reached like much higher than that, but it also never dipped like significantly lower than that. Which is why it beat out some other games that I think might be on your top 5, but I felt like kind of they crash landed a little bit. And so, so I think if you don't enjoy the first 2-3 hours, which are very tutorialized, very handholdy, very like by the book, you don't explore, don't do anything, follow the tutorial. If you don't enjoy the formula they're giving you there, then you're just not going to enjoy the game. You should totally bounce. But if you do like that, I got great news for you because there's like way more of the game of that.
I enjoyed it a little bit. Based on what you saw of my enjoyment, do you think I should go back and finish it, or do you think I had a good short time with Pokemon Legends ZA?
I think yes, because it didn't seem like you had a bad time. It just seems like you weren't wowed and you had other things that were wowing you at the time.
It felt a little bit like I was kind of clocking in to some degree, but there are some nice high points in ZA. I think a lot of the high points are, like you said, just the fact that it's Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like, and they have the alpha types here, which is classic to the Legends subseries where they're bigger in size, they're more powerful, and they have red eyes. And that took like Bunnelby from being like a piece of garbage to like my new best friend. I was like, they made me have Bunnelby. This sucks. And I was like, Alpha Bunnelby.
Oh, wait a minute.
He's my new buddy. So, and I like the clothes. It's just like a lot of
fashion stuff.
It's a lot of like rinse and repeat. I guess I shouldn't be. I am surprised to see Legends ZA so high on your list, like on this top 5 at all. But I guess I shouldn't be too surprised because you were saying that you want another Pokemon game because like you seemed like you were like still hungry for more Pokemon.
I finished Pokemon ZA.
Well, a lot of people's appetite was a little, I wouldn't say spoiled by ZA, but ZA hasn't exactly lit the world on fire. I think you're not alone. Some people do quite like it. And some people are kind of like, it's not that great. No one hates it though, which I do think, I know that's like a low bar, but that's that's on the table now for the Pokemon franchise for people to actively like think this game is bad after what happened with Scarlet and Violet. So I do think,
and I didn't finish.
It's a positive trend. Yeah, I mean, that thing was broke, busted, and dusted.
Off that hard, and I finished ZA. So I feel like that says something. And again, I don't love this game.
Yeah,
but of the games that released this year that I played, this is finished. This is number 5.
Time, Isaiah, for you to become a Sword and Shield truther. Join me. I've been here since day one. Everyone would spit at us as we passed them by. They said, boo, boo, Dexit, Poppin, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I already addressed the Poppin in my preview of this game. So I don't, Yeah, I think if you can handle the gatedness of Legends ZA, I think there's no reason for you not to like, if not love, Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Okay.
I think Pokemon Sword and Shield is very, very like solid. And genuinely, if they could somehow take Sword and Shield and make that wild area from Sword and Shield the wild area from Arceus, you'd have like one of the best Pokemon games.
Sure.
In my opinion.
Okay.
from a casual perspective, I'm not doing the TM training, all that, the EV, I don't do none of that. I just be hanging out.
Same.
I want to hang out, have a little adventure, on my buddies. And again, I still stand by Sun and Moon, but I know your old game is old, so you know there's always nefarious means you could get it that might make it feel a little bit better. But I do like Sun and Moon a lot. It is way different because they have the trials instead of the gym battles. So I do think, and I will admit, the trials are not always, but often worse than the gym battles, but they are more exciting in that they're different. And I think that is a rare case of like, in this case, different. Like in the case of Pokemon, different is kind of better. Like after having so many years, if you've been playing since like the 90s, it's like, you know what? At least you're doing something different. So, but yeah, and they dance in Sun and Moon.
See, it's not a win for me. It's not a plus.
Why not?
I don't want to do any of the makeup or the fashion show.
The fashion shows are from like some other game. You're just
in general. I just don't want to do all those side things.
To that. You don't have to do any of that.
I just want to take my mans and I want to fight.
Okay, well, anyway, Sword and Shield's ready for you whenever you are ready for it.
We'll charge the 3DS and see what happens.
Well, Sword and Shield's on Switch, so you can play that on Switch. Sun and Moon is 3DS.
Oh, okay. Yes.
And it's already charged. I think I charged it the other day, and it's probably going to be charged for like the next 8 months because the charge lasts forever. Also, a reminder, I should have said this at the top. Let's do this the way we did it last year, which was like borrowing from the remap method of if we have a game in common, wait until the high. Like, so if I had that as my number one, we would hold Pokemon until later. We didn't, so we didn't. Speaking of games that you won't have on your list that I have on mine, I think you know what game this is. Despelote is my number 5.
Okay.
Yeah, Despelote, for those who don't know, is a walking sim game, narrative heavy. It is, let me grab the name of the developers. I think it's just like the people's names listed. It's not like a studio name, I don't think. Published by Panic, developed by Julian Cordero and Sebastian Valbuena. This is a game that you might recognize from the art style. The art style is basically the characters are black and white, sort of almost like paper doll drawing style, and the background is sort of done like I want to say lithogram photo, but like kind of like almost like visualize a photograph, but add a bunch of grain, add like a high contrast filter to it. Like when you go in photo mode and they give you like those filters that no one uses, that's kind of what the game looks like. It's either like heavy green, heavy purple, like it's really intense. The look kind of gives it's sort of reminiscent of like pointillism from like a painting perspective. And that's what the game is from its visual construction. Narratively, it is a slice of life adventure game that is about a kid in Ecuador during the time that Ecuador qualified for the World Cup. So like 2001-ish is the setting. Their first time qualifying for the World Cup, and it goes through what was it like in this small town in Ecuador, the city in Ecuador, what were people talking about? Like, what was happening? I forgot the age of the kid in the game. I think it's like they're like 6 or 8 or 10 or something like that. I know those are wildly different ages, but school age. So you spend time in the game, you know, kicking the soccer ball around with your friends. You'll go to, you know, family events. Like at one point you go to a wedding and you're like kicking a balloon around, or you're like walk around the neighborhood and like say hi to the video people at the store. So mechanically, like what's interesting about this game is, for me, it's the eavesdropping of it. Like I feel like this is, besides the fact that you should like walking sims if you're going to try this game, because that is the genre. Like if you hate walking sims, I don't think this is going to be the one that changes that for you. But if you like really well written, authentic conversations, this game really provides that. And it's one where you can like really like sit around and take your time with it and like listen in on different people talking. I'm someone that in real life, I love hearing people's conversations and like getting the vibes around me, and this game provides that while also being a game about childhood in a way that feels really accurate. You know, you'll be like being annoyed by your sister or like getting called in for dinner, and like I think it's been really fun seeing the ways video games specifically try to explore childhood, because video games are such a medium that inherently typically place you in perspective of like empathy or like being in one's shoes, you know. Unlike a movie, you kind of get some of that from like main characters, but in games so often you are like quite literally that person. So it's like, how can I make you feel like a kid again? And they do things with, you know, scale, the conversations going around you that like really puts you in that mood. And then it's also kind of just like a fun reflection of what is it like to conjure up a memory you don't quite have, where like later in the game it's revealed, like more fourth wall breaking style, that the developer, at the time that this happened in his real life, he was much younger. So he sort of aged himself up in the game to kind of say, okay, this is what I think I would remember if I could have remembered it, kind of thing. So it has like a really cool like wistfulness to it. I think there's some creative stuff with a little bit with its fourth wall breaks. For a lot of people, like the fourth wall break is like seems like the big highlight in the game. To me, I just think it's like a cool thing. I don't think it's like that's not what makes the game stand out for me personally, just because I feel like I see that kind of stuff a lot in games. I'm like, I've played like an artsy game before. No offense if you are taken by that. I do think it's cool. But for me, what's really powerful about this game is it is a really unique angle on something that I think is really cool and important societally, just the way sports can connect a community. I think it contextualizes sports in a way that it often isn't, especially in video games. And I, without spoiling it, like I won't say what the ending exactly is, I think the last shot of this game, like the last kind of visual moments you get is like one of the best endings I've seen in a game, or like in general sounds a little dramatic compared to like movies and books and everything else. But it just felt like it was a moment that really summed up some of the core motifs and ideas of the game, which is like sort of a we are soccer is us. This is like how the sport drives the community, but they sort of represent that in a really cool visual way that I thought was really beautiful and striking. And it genuinely like moved the game up, like if not half a point in my book, like a whole point in my book, from like hey, this is a cool walking sim I played, to like, it sounds a little dramatic, but I think if you are a walking sim fan, I think Despelote is a must-play game in that genre. Like, It's not nearly as good as like my favorite walking sims ever. You know, it's not What Remains of Edith Finch. It's not even really Gone Home for me personally, but it is in that like, it's just different enough, just cool enough that this is, I think when we have those larger conversations on the walking sim genre, I think Despelote is going to be one that gets brought up for all the things that it does well, and also the things that feel new and cool about it. But I know you, Warren, is taken by Despelote. You did demo it. I don't know if there's anything you want to talk about with it. Oh, it's on Spanish also. I should mention that.
With subtitles.
Yeah, it's subtitled.
Yeah.
Like all the text is in English, but the voice acting is in Spanish.
I thought the game was really cool. I think that I am not the biggest walking sim fan, right? I'm barely, especially if you ask present company, barely player of narrative games in general.
Yes,
so
Isaiah hates the story.
A walking sim is sort of really, really tough to grab me. But that said, I do think that like the art and the idea behind Despelote is something really cool. And even in the demo, I thought it was really interesting. Like just the gameplay loop of, again, you're this little kid, generally you're kicking a ball around somewhere in some park, some party, some playground, something. But then there's like moments of you to like kind of discover conversations going on around you. And I think that is really cool. Just from a like interesting storytelling kind of point of view. So totally can see why something like this would be in your top 5. Honestly, maybe a little surprised it's not like a 4 or 3. Because I think you really do love the game. But also I know what's to come, so not too surprised.
I think I like the game. I don't think I love the game, but I do like it quite a lot. And I think it's really cool, and especially as a soccer fan, obviously I have a bias towards the game a little bit. But it's been there's a lot of strong games out this year.
For one of us.
Oh, what's your number 4?
I just mean like most of the games I played this year did not come out this year, so a lot of my heavy hitters, Metro Prime Remaster, stuff like that, where it's like, that game's like 2 decades old. And some of your worst games,
Metro 2, which we can talk about later.
Yeah, also came out 2 decades ago. My number 4, I think you tried this game, but maybe didn't play too much. The Alters. The Alters is a sort of strategy time loopy kind of game. Not really time loop, but it's a strategy sort of management game where you are this guy on this ship for all intents and purposes, and you can make clones of yourself. And the idea is that you make altered clones of yourself who've maybe lived a different life, and so they have a different skill set and can help you do certain things along your ship trying to survive and make it back home. It's a really cool sort of like world they throw you in. I think the story behind it is really interesting. The gameplay itself, like, it's very like go out, explore, gather resources, come back, upgrade your base. That loop I find very satisfying. I think the game felt really cool and felt good to play. I think a lot of times you might see a game like this that just throws so many nouns at you or so much jargon that it's kind of almost gets just like too much for you to follow. None of that happens here. Yeah, and then all the characters that
excuse me.
All the versions of the character in the game that you come across are all really cool and interesting. And, you know, because they're these altered versions, they have their own backstory and their own personalities and, you know, little mini missions you can do and conversations you can have and activities you can do with them and things like that. And then adding on top of that, just the fact that it is like this strategy sim game that scratches my brain in the right way of trying to min-max, you know, outposts and resource gathering machines and production lines and things like that. So I really like this game. If there's more DLC ever comes out or something like that, I definitely would be happy to jump back in and play some more. Or if, you know, a sequel comes out or something like that, it'll be on my radar for sure. I just thought it was really fun. It didn't blow me away. It didn't do anything crazy. But what it did, I thought it just did really well. And it grabbed me at the right time. You
mentioned you're not like a big story person. Was the story like an appeal point for you? Was it just something that just happened to be happening around you? Like, how did that grab you?
Yeah, the story itself is very basic and very simple, right? It's you know, effectively a get home story, right? But the characters and the choices you have to make, or the choices you're presented with, and things like that, like, there's just enough that I was able to get into it and like care to some degree, right? Which for me is a high bar.
Yeah.
But like care, like, because there are characters you come to like more than others, and it's like, oh well, I really want to make sure I'm taking care of this guy, either because of the character or because of his value in survival or something like that. And so like there's enough there that it was able to pull me in. But I think that, like, I don't know. I think if you play a lot of narrative games, I don't think this is going to be a thing to set your world on fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you're going to walk away from this. If you read sci-fi books, you're not going to probably walk away from this like, oh my God, this is amazing. But I think if you don't and you're interested, this is definitely something that could be like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I tried the alters. I think the thing that I really could not stick with is the management aspect, like the going out and like getting the resources. Like, I just could not understand what was going on, what the game was trying to tell me to do. Like, they wanted you to set up like these certain, it's like put these 3 sticks and triangulate it. Like, I just couldn't do it. I think it probably wasn't even that hard, because I know for some people this is their first like management sim, and like I think the team did try to make it like an approachable management sim, but I found it just to be just unapproachable enough that I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to really wrap my head around this. Since I played, they do now have like a very easy mode added in. They probably already had an easy mode. I don't know if they did. Yeah, Leo mentioned that. Like, Leo Vader from MinMax had said that they had some extra, like, even lower difficulty settings. So I think if I was a different person, I would go back and play it. But I'm like, oh, the year's done. I'll probably just skip it at this point. But I did like the story stuff a lot, actually. Just from the perspective of like, I think it's fun to look at, like, when you make these alters, they aren't like totally different versions of, what's his name, John Yarsky, or John, I think is the guy's name,
something like that.
But or John Dolsky or something. I'm butchering his name. Whatever.
Jan Dolsky.
When it's like the different versions of him are only slightly different. It's like, this is you if you didn't go to college. This is you if you and your mom got along more. And it's just kind of fun to see like how a small thing could make like a difference, and also just fun to see the different backgrounds they have, and then how that affects like their role in the ship. Like I didn't play too much of it, but there was a moment where like, because they also have like moods and stuff you have to manage. Like the alters like have like, oh, he's like sad, so he doesn't want to work, or he's mad at you or whatever. And like one of mine was bummed out, so I was like, I'm gonna make him the dish our mom used to make, the pierogi or whatever. And then it's like, you made it, and then it's like you have this little cutscene and you're like eating the snacks together. Like, it has really cool stuff like that. So I thought that was fun.
Yeah. because these are all you.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you all have the same parents, you all have the same general early life hood, but then slowly but surely everyone branches off at a different point, and so like that's where the, you know, conflict or deviations come in, and that's really cool to manage.
Nice. My number 4 is Split Fiction.
Oh, I have that a little bit higher.
Okay.
At number 3.
We'll save the perfect.
We could just
Because we're at
jump
number
in
3 right now.
3.
So tell me about Split Fiction.
Split Fiction is a
Which we played together.
Which we played together. It is a co-op game where is it fair to say platformer?
It is a platformer on a so I know a lot of people listening are be like, why the fuck are you even asking, is it a platformer? No shit, it's a platformer. It is a platformer. The reason that I like have like that like pained look in my face and voice is outside of the boss battles, which can be quite platformer intensive. The platforming is so magnetic that it's one of those things where it's like, if I was recommending platformers to people, I'd have to know more. Like, you know, if you're looking for like, I'm jumping a lot in a way that feels like I have to think about where my body's landing, this isn't quite that kind of game. But you do, even though you do jump a lot, but it's more like you interact with things. Like when you jump, it's like, it's in every platforming has a level of like magnetic tendencies to aid the player so that you don't have to be like pixel perfect. But this is like, to me, a very extreme version. Obviously, for more casual players, like because a lot of people do play Hazelight's games with like non-gamers, and they're like, "Oh, my husband, he couldn't make the jumps at all. He was falling all the time." So I'm not saying that like if you're messing up, that means you're, you know, dog shit or whatever. But it's like, if you play games, you're not really gonna fall for the most part. There's like 4 spots to fall into.
It is very environmental puzzle solving via platforming, not like platforming as a challenge platforming.
Yeah. What is the listed genre? Do they list platformer on the Steam page?
Steam page is co-op, split screen, local co-op, and female protagonist.
Yeah, like
so platforming is not in.
There's definitely there is some platforming in it though. Like but
yeah. So this is, as mentioned, a Hazelight Studio game. Makers of A Way Out, Brothers, It Takes Two. It is as the tag suggests, a co-op, often split screen, but I think it might have online. I don't know if it is only local co-op. Maybe it is.
It has online.
I'm
like,
so.
I'll double check. I'm like 90% sure.
Co-op game, fully co-op. You play through it with another person. And the idea is that you are these 2 writers who have come to this company to work with the company to sort of like digitize your stories, and you, for reasons, end up stuck in a machine that puts you in the stories that you guys have written.
Yeah, you can do it online.
One person, okay, you can.
Yeah.
One person favors more sci-fi stories. The other person favors more fantasy stories. You end up bouncing back and forth between the 2 on a myriad of adventures and levels and things like that to try and get out of the machine and back into the real world and you know, defeating the big bad and things like that. Very basic. In fact, I think I think critics would say that the story is not actually that good, or the writing isn't that good.
Yeah.
But the gameplay is great.
Yes.
And that's why it's so high for me.
Same. Like, this is a game where, and I've clocked this from miles away because it's so obvious. I think for a lot of critics, and I say this as a critic, liking Split Fiction kind of has a stink to it. And it's because the story is really corny and the writing is quite bad. And it's also like very pervasive in the game. Like a lot of the game, the 2 characters are talking to each other and being like, I love sci-fi, no, fantasy. And it's like, they yap a lot. It's a chatty game. And I think specifically the level of chat is what has added to the stink around the story. Because if they were less talking back and forth, people would be like, yeah, the story's not good, but like, who cares? But since they're talking so often, they're like, oh my God. And do you remember how like annoying like every time they spoke was?
Now, to be fair,
yes.
Also, I didn't think the story was that bad. I know you did.
Yeah.
But I'm just making it clear. I think if you're a normal like me who does not have a history in English literature and deep diving into the nuances of stories and writing and stuff, I think that you might walk away with like, oh, okay, it wasn't great, but it wasn't bad.
I also
it was like,
personally,
it was fine.
to be clear, like I do think the story is bad, but it didn't grate on my experience in a way that I felt was significant. It graded enough for me to be like mentioning it now, and for me to like kind of add it to like, hey, before we all, yes, let's just agree with the story's bad and then move on, kind of thing. But yeah, like it didn't make me like the game. I mean, I guess on a very technical level, it did make me like the game less, but it didn't really lower my holistic rating or opinion of the game. Like I would have scored it the same, probably rated it the same on this list, even if the story was a little bit better. But yeah, the gameplay is fantastic. I mean, this is such a wonderful co-op experience. It's incredibly diverse in its mechanics, and I think they do a really great job, probably the best job they've done in the history of the studio, mimicking and riffing on existing level design ideology. So like, and to some degree IP, like there's a level in this game that's straight up just Donkey Kong Country. Like, but it's not just that. It's like, you know, and to give a quick mechanical spoiler for like a thing in the game, again, if that bothers you, you can skip ahead a couple seconds or a minute or so. There's a part in that where like one of you is, because I think when he plays like a gorilla or something, the other person is the level. Like, and that's just one of like many sort of mind-blowing moments in Split Fiction mechanically, where it's like, oh man, like that's such a creative thing to do. And I'm not saying it's the only game where you play as a level at some point, but like that kind of stuff keeps you really on your toes. I also think this game has some of the best, especially in like the 3D platformer genre, even though I know it's kind of sort of half a 3D platformer, it has some of the best boss battles I've had in a game like this.
They're really creative.
They're fun. They're challenging. They're like, they really like push you in ways that are engaging. And I think as far as the narrative stuff too, like as much as I don't generally like the story, I think their narrative is strongest in the side quests. The side quests in this game are awesome. They're not always, but they're often like short stories or old stories that the girls wrote before. My favorite ones being the childhood stories they wrote, which have like a level of like whimsy to them that their other more modern stories don't quite. My favorite level in the game is one of those. It's the I forgot the name of it, but it's like the tooth candy level. And then the boss there is just like really literally good. Fantastic. Like twice as good as the bosses in Astrobot, which the bosses in Astrobot are not bad by any means. They're just not like totally mind blowing. I think sometimes it's like, oh, that's kind of nice to keep moving around. It's like literally double the quality. Like that boss battle specifically, the stuff they bring in for the sort of attacks the dentist does, the way you maneuver around the level in that area, the like horror they kind of introduce from like everything about it is just so well done. And the highest compliment I can give Split Fiction is that when we were done playing it, we started Portal 2 co-op. Yeah. Because we were like, we needed a fix. Yeah. Of like, how are we going to have this much fun again playing a game? And obviously we didn't end up finishing Portal 2 co-op, but we should go back and do more of that. But like, the games like this do not come around often, where we're having that level of fun playing a video game together. Yeah. It reminds you,
it forces you to look for other imitations of the fun you just had. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that's I think that's high praise.
Yeah. My number 3, let me just double check, make sure I didn't mess up my order, is Keep Driving. Keep Driving. Man, the worst thing about 2026 is I can no longer keep telling people about Keep Driving because it's illegal to talk about a game from a year before. Keep Driving is a big year for management games, I guess. It's a management game with a mechanical focus on inventory management, a simplistic card battling system, and choices by way of like usually which direction you go and which people you pick up. So it's a road trip game. You play as like a young person who's heading on a road trip, trying to go to meet their friends for a music festival. That is like the first, I think, goal you're kind of given. And it's also like a bit of it's not an RPG in the level up sense, but it's an RPG in the sense that you are role playing as kind of this character. It's very much in the vein of like Oregon Trail, or any games that are like Oregon Trail, if you've played other games in that kind of style, where you have meters to keep full, you know, things like your gas or the like durability of your car or your mood. And so you're managing these things by way of resources or activities you can do, where it's like, oh, maybe you can rest and like, you know, replenish some of these things, or you can spend money and fill up gas. How do you get money? Or you can work, or you can sell things. All of that are the kind of foundational mechanical systems of the game. Worth noting, the inventory management is Resident Evil style spacing, which is like the best inventory management system that has ever existed. Shout to that. That is what's going on under the hood mechanically of this game. But what makes this game special and cool and exciting and like my number 3 of the year, and was originally my number 1 for the longest time, and then slowly slipped down as other games came out that I found a little bit more favorable, is just the amount of like crazy cool shit that happens on the road, combined with, I think, just how much love and care goes into the sort of visuals. I mean, it is kind of like a pixelated art style, but like it's very detailed, it's grainy, it's nostalgic. There's also all these other cool things going on with like the OST being from modern Swedish indie rock bands, yet feeling like it is from the indie sleaze days of like the 2010s and like earlier. So it kind of has like this nostalgia feel. There's some really rad animation work in some things. But what's cool is like you have all these little stories that end up happening to you in a way that's so much deeper and emotionally enriching than you would get in something like OG Oregon Trail, where like OG Oregon Trail, right, you go and you're like, oh, the wagon, the wheel fell off, oh no, and that's still fun. Like I still think that's a really cool video game and it's such a foundational text. But here there's so much more going on with like the people. You're having conversations with them as you pick up the hitchhikers. The hitchhikers have different mechanical abilities, but they also have things that they want to go do. So you have to kind of decide, you know, okay, this hitchhiker wants to, you know, go to this town. Okay, you know what? I'll pick them. I'll drop them off because I'm heading on this way to do this other thing. And then different events can kind of happen as you're doing that. And there's like fun little surprises in those hitchhiker relationships. Like one of the hitchhikers you can pick up is like a kid who's like lost, and it's like, I'm trying to go home. I don't know where my parents are. And you try to take them home, and you go to the town that they say they're in, and it's wrong. And then like they have like this debuff where they have to pee all the time because they're a little kid. And so it's like, okay, well then that kind of affects like what's going on the road. You have like these really cool narrative details that can exist in the game. Stuff like you'll be driving and then it'll say, oh, have like a contemplative moment. And then you pick like, what do you want to think about? And then you like reflect on that for a second. And so there's like a really cool mix of narrative things that have mechanical effects and implications, and also narrative things that are just good flavoring. It's like something like what I just described. You know, I think people might listen to that and say like, okay, and why would I give a fuck? It's like you give a fuck because it's cool to think about life and a journey and wrap yourself in an experience. Like that's what's cool about it. Just literally dozens and dozens and dozens of examples of fun, surprising, interesting things that can happen, because also the game doesn't tell you a lot. So like when like you'll gain things on your to-do list that seem fun, almost like a summer bucket list. So you have something like, win this one race. There's like a derby going on in part of town and part of the country. But to do that, you need a roll cage on your car. Where do you get the roll cage? Who the fuck knows? You kind of eventually just have to stumble across a place where, they sell it. Okay, well now I can go and go back. But you also have limited days in the summer to be doing all this. So you kind of have to decide like, how are you going to spend your summer? Are you ever going to make it to the festival with your friends? Are you going to end up doing something else? Do you end up getting busy with work? Super wild stuff. You can get like addicted to cocaine in this game. You can go broke. You can crash out and have your parents, you have to call your parents, but then if you have a bad relationship with them, they don't come. Like all this different like cool stuff combined with also just the fun of trying to survive in a game and come up with your goals. I think a lot of times when I talk about a game like Keep Driving, people are like, oh, I don't know, a story game for indie sleaze vibe nerds, right? And it is kind of that to a degree. But I also genuinely think it is a fun game to play. Like I like being in a story where I have like a little goal and I'm trying to see like how can I get there? Like there's one of the endings I got, you have to drive up a mountain and you have to go for a really long time. There's no gas stations. So like trying to prepare and like grind and claw my way through the card battling that like happens via the road events. That's kind of like what pushes you into the inventory management, and to barely get there. And when I got there, like I felt such a level of achievement and thrill and success. And I think when people look at a game like this, they might, write it off as being like a little dry, a little boring. Like it's like, well, what's really going to be exciting about this? But I think there's so many answers from both mechanical and narrative perspective in Keep Driving. I forget, I think you tried to play some of this?
I tried to play some of it.
Which I appreciate. I appreciate anyone who tries to play Keep Driving. It is definitely not for everyone. But it is for me.
Yeah, I think it is. your Arco. Like, I think everything you're saying.
Yes,
everything,
this is absolutely my Arco because I played Arco and I like Arco, but I never loved Arco the way I love Keep Driving.
Yeah, and I didn't get from Keep Driving what I got from Arco. So totally understand and totally respect what you're feeling and the experience you had, everything like that. I was one of those people who was just like, I don't know, what do I do? Like it very much is that, like you said, that Oregon Trail kind of vibe and feel. But without, for me, I needed more. And I think that the game probably maybe does give you more. It didn't give me more soon enough. And so I bounced off of it.
Yeah, the people I know who have bounced off of it and really wanted to like see what I saw in it do kind of tend to describe that. I wish I could give a how long to rate for this game. I really just don't. Like, for me, it was like cool. Like, the second I played it, I was like, I'm interested in this game. Because the first thing you do is make your character, and it says like, what's your relationship like with your parents? And I'm like, this is gonna be a fucking awesome video game. And then it's so tough to hear that from people. I'll have to maybe replay it and think about like, what are you seeing that I'm not seeing? Because like, it's like, you're like, because a lot of people are like, oh yeah, like when does it start to do the cool stuff you're talking about? I'm like, it's everywhere. Like, I don't know. So yeah, I'll have to some research for me, but yeah, Keep Driving, and that is a game I love. Like, I love that game. It is so cool.
Wow, a 4 on the Isaiah scale.
Yeah, this is a really all-timer for me for sure. Oh, I will say, I guess I should admit, the card battling system's like not the most exciting. Like, I do think it's sort of, I think I like that it exists. It gives you something to do when you're on the road, and also more importantly, it exists so that there's structure to what kind of items you're picking up, because otherwise you might just like, or hitchhikers you're picking up, because like, without getting too into the explaining how the game like works, you're sort of just matching like cards. It's like, if you might have like 3 blues, so it's like, okay, I'm gonna use like the blue X blue that knocks out 2 of the blues, and then I use another one that has like a blue in the middle. So it's very simplistic, almost like Signs of the Sojourner if you've played that game. But because it is kind of just like, you got what you got, it's not exactly like an exciting card battling system. So I do think that is the weakest part of the game. Doesn't really affect my overall enjoyment of it, but I will admit, like, that's not, you know, it's not like the best card battling system that I've seen. So
sure,
yeah, that's mine. What is your number 2?
For me, my number 2 is very easily it's Hollow Knight Silksong.
Same.
I think that in a game, in a year where I play a game like Silksong and it's my number 2, man, it's so freaking surprising, because I played Hollow Knight 1 also this year. I played Hollow Knight 1 early this year, and I liked it fine. I wasn't wowed the way that people who preach Hollow Knight made me think I was gonna be. I had some gripes with it. There were things I didn't like. There were things I actively disliked. But then there were also some parts that I loved, and in elements of it that I really felt were strong. And I think in my head I was like, oh man, you could even probably go back to the episode where it's like, I don't know if I'm gonna play Silksong, because I don't want to be disappointed the way I was, like, or I don't want to be let down. I wasn't disappointed. I don't want to be let down the way I was playing Hollow Knight. But then I think you got it. I saw you playing it. I was like, oh, man, it kind of looks kind of good. I kind of want to play it. All right, fine. I'll buy it myself and I'll play it. And it was all of the criticisms and disappointments that I had in Hollow Knight 1, they fixed in Silksong, and it was just, even the parts I dislike about Silksong, I still think are good, and I do still like. It's just like, for me, I want something else, but like, that part of the game is still good, and there's really only a handful, like the initial pogo you get, the down slash pogo.
I'll go on record and say I think that's bad, and I know that the people good at the game will say no, it's awesome if you did it. I think it's bad.
Yeah,
that's me.
I think that's a fair criticism. I think the lack of tutorialization for the game is also fair criticism. Like, people online, the joke is that, like, oh, the tutorial for Hollow Knight Silksong is just Hollow Knight. And it's like, oh yeah, well, like, in practice, that is very true. Like, I think much more equipped to play this game in the initial hours than you did because I had just come off of playing Hollow Knight.
Yeah.
So I think that's totally fair criticism. But I think if you can just get over that hump, those first few hours that might be a bit of a drag, might be a bit of a headache, you're not having a great time, you are going to be given this intricate, beautiful, colorful world of enemies left and right that are interesting and fun to fight most of the time. Some boss fights that I think are really interesting, and some of my favorite. I think one of my favorite boss fights, probably a top 10 boss fight for me in general, is in this game.
Is the Clockwinder?
Is the Clockwinder? Yeah, I love the clock. It's so.
I'm a Clockwinder
good.
hater, where I'm like, what is so special about these Clockwinders? They dance. I mean, it's not cool, but people talk about that moment.
It's
really
so
highly.
Good.
and I know what people who really know, like, follow my shit are gonna say, well, maybe if you listen to the music you would feel different. That's not why, because even if you turn off the OST, there is still music to that part, because it's when the music is integral to like what's happening, they like play the music. So I did hear the music. I heard some of the music.
Yeah, man. There are just so many the abilities you get, which are not like crazy, right? It's not like Animal Well absurd abilities that you get, but like what you get is like, oh, I didn't think it totally makes sense to unlock this as ability, but I didn't think of that. Like, I didn't think that would be how I got this double jump or something like that. It's like, okay, this is cool. Like, yeah, I don't know. I can't say enough good things about this game. It's an easy number 4 for me.
You mean 2?
Or 4 on the Isaiah scale.
Oh, okay.
Easy
yeah.
number 2. Yes.
This is also, I would say, God, I think the fact that I slightly hesitate on love, does that mean I don't love it? I think I do love this game. And maybe I don't love it as purely as I love Keep Driving, but Silk Song, also wild for a lot of things. One, shocked this is even on my list at all, because when I started playing this game, we'll go through the trajectory. Before I played this game, I'm like, okay, I tried Hollow Knight for, frankly, not a very fair shot. Maybe like 10, 20 minutes, 30. Hit a boss immediately, couldn't do it. Just felt kind of like, I don't really know what to, this seems too hard. Cool, I'm done. Years pass. This game comes out. I'm like, yeah, I'll try it, because you know what? Everyone's trying it. Let's just try it. And at very, very early impressions, I'm like, cool, this seems like a video game. It seems like, where you're jumping and platforming and exploring. Does seem like a little hard. Like, if I didn't know this was Hollow Knight Silk Song, I would probably note the Souls elements in like the dropping of the beads kind of thing. But it wasn't like, it's not wildly hard out the gate, in a way that I think Hollow Knight is, or at least it was in my memory. I'd have to go back to compare the two. So that part was cool. Shortly after those moments, an onslaught of hell was before me. I had nothing. I had no different, like, you get different, kind of like loadouts and types of striking with your needle, like the way you attack is you swing your needle, and it's also how you platform. So you get different strikes with different crests, and the crests also have other things that are like, you could just call them loadouts to be simple. So I didn't have any abilities, any crests, any experience. I had nothing, and I feel like I took a bad turn every turn that I could have made. Like, everything that could have made my experience better, I like turned around right before I entered that area, and I really just kind of screwed myself over. But also, the designers let me screw myself over. So I definitely have a rough couple of those early hours with Silk Song. I was still playing it because I was like, it's not so hard that I have to stop. And I wanted to see how far I could go in it, because I do like Metroidvanias. I like exploring. I like platforming. And 2D hard combat is way different than 3D hard combat for me. Like, I'm much better at 2D. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to play Silk Song until Silk Song says your time is done. Or I guess, if I really hated it or something, sure, I would stop. And there's at least one distinct wall, I wish I remembered exactly what it was, where I was like, I think this might be where I have to stop playing, because it was just, I was some boss or something. I'm like, this is just too hard. I guess I just can't do it. It might have even, was it the Splinter Sisters? They weren't even that hard, but.
Yeah, I think so. It was Splinter Mother or whatever it was. Like. Yeah.
And I still stand by, I think the runbacks in these games, fuck the runback. I don't think it adds anything. I think it just pisses you off to piss you off. F that. All of those critiques being said, all of those early rough starts, this game is just so fucking masterclass of controlling a character, exploring a space, and creating an environment that is both challenging and wildly inviting. I think what doesn't get talked about enough with Silksong is how inviting it is in terms of the things that you are capable of, and you only become more capable over time. So as much as I hate to sit on any podcast and say, it gets good after blank hours, I think with Silksong, it genuinely does. Like, if you're willing to keep going and you're not having the best time early on, the game only gets better because you get more tools. Sure, you could say, oh, it gets more challenging, but like the level design also gets more elevated as you have more abilities because they can play more with what's going on. It also pushes back on you in fun ways where even early on you can start to see, and this is where I was like, you start to see like windows into the smart design of this game even early with like new enemy types getting introduced where it's like, oh, obviously you might just be pogoing on these enemies. Here's an enemy you can't pogo on, or here's this. It also is like, I think one of the best Metroidvanias in terms of what I think the point of a Metroidvania is, which is to have fun exploring and to get new abilities that add to the fun of exploring. Like, I think this is one of the best Metroidvanias of all time, easily for that, specifically because once you start to get out of those opening hours and like the lay of the land starts to form, this game is so wildly fantastic at hiding an entire world right in front of you. How the map goes from what it was to what it is to what it can be, I don't fucking know where they're hiding more of this game.
Yeah.
They hide it super well, but never in a way that feels like I don't think I ever, like, I only beat Act 2. I didn't do Act 3 stuff yet. I don't think I ever looked up where to go in this game. I know sometimes I would ask you like, hey, like, is there a save coming up? Like kind of what, whatever. Like I might ask something like that, but like the where do I go now doesn't happen. Another element of that I think is cool is with so many Metroidvanias, you see a spot and you're like, cool, this is where I need the double jump. This is where I need a long jump. This is where I need something that can open this door or something. And Silksong has a little bit of that. But so often when I would like clock those parts of the map, sometimes it wouldn't be I needed a double jump. It would just be I needed to come around from the top.
Yeah.
Or it would be actually, that's not with a double jump. That's with this other ability. And like that was really cool. And then this is also one of those rare Metroidvanias where you like, there are others that do this, like Prince of Persia Lost Crown does this a little bit, but because you can kind of get things in like wildly different orders, your experience in an area can be like wildly different, and that can like hurt or help you. Like I had a super easy time compared to you, and like there was like a sandy storm place with like a lot of platforming
or something. Yeah.
And I had a lot more jumping abilities at that point, and you're like, I did this all without the double jump or something. I'm like, that's crazy. That sounds really hard. Didn't have to do that. Yay. And that's really cool. And this just, honestly, I'm a platformer fan at heart. I love hard platformers. And I'm good at them. I'm good at Super Meat Boy. I'm good at Celeste, and I'm fucking good at Hollow Knight Silksong. The only things I'm not good at in Silksong are, to a degree, like the boss combat. But the reason I'm able to do the boss combat is because I can just jump through most of the boss combat, and that's like how I do it. Yeah. Shout out to this game.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Game is great.
And it is wildly beautiful. Like the areas are very densely drawn and lit and colored. Also, lots of cute little buddies in this game.
Yeah, lots of cute buddies, lots of cute not buddies sometimes. Lots of just ugly buddies that
and
are
like most games,
cute in their own way.
Of the 1 to 2 enemies that is just it's just a penis. Like that's just a dick. Someone just put legs on a dick and said you're fighting this dick. And also another thing about Silksong, really cool, random, surprising moments. Like I like a game that can surprise me with something, especially like having, we've both been gaming our whole life. It's like hard to be surprised. The prison scene in this game.
Oh, prison scene is so good.
Wild. The again, without spoiling things, but people will know the skull tyrant, jaw on the floor. And then there's also just like so many things that like I have experienced that maybe you haven't, and vice versa, in a way that like you usually don't get in a Metroidvania, because it's like Metroid, we're all kind of seeing the same stuff, but like there's such a sprawl here that like you're really not. And it both helps and hurts the game that stuff feels so hard to like distill down to like, how can I make this thing, how can I make this companion fight with me, or how can I make this merchant appear? So many of the things are so slippery that I do think there are times that you can slip and fall in having a good experience with the game. But more often than not, I think those things are in service towards feeling like your Silksong playthrough is yours. And it's like, it feels like an experience you authored yourself, even though it's completely orchestrated by Team Cherry. And I also will say the runbacks, they kind of ease up on those a lot. Like, they're not as bad as they were in the earlier parts of the game. I think as you like get more spaces, because I stand by, I don't think the runbacks in this game are good or valuable or add anything.
No, not at all.
I think they're whack. In general, I think runbacks are bad design. You can say I'm a whack hating ass bitch. I don't care. I don't find it fun. I don't find it exciting.
I don't find them. It's weird. I don't find them fun. I don't find them exciting. I don't generally think they're good. Like, if you give me the option, I'd rather no runbacks. But there are, most of the time, barring like one or two in this game, I'm like, fine, whatever. Like, I understand it's just a part of the game. There's only like, again, really two that I'm like, this sucks. Like, this is actively
Last Judge
deteriorating from
and like maybe like one other
experience.
One. But yeah, like I think they, as much as I don't like the runbacks, I respect their restraint with them. They actually don't put them in that often, and if they do, they have like extra stuff. So
what's your number one?
Our number one is Clair Obscur Expedition 33.
Yeah, man. It is somehow. It is. I remember when I first played this, we were at the Xbox GDC.
Yeah, they're ID at Xbox for GDC.
And I remember seeing the game. I think you might have known of it before.
Yeah.
Then this is the first time I had saw it in a little demo station, and I don't even think we had the time to like both play through it ourselves. I think we kind of just did like a pass to controller while playing the demo kind of thing. And I remember playing it. I remember we finished like our demo time, whatever. We got up and I was like, I don't need to look up anything else. I'm interested in this game. They got my attention. I'll just play it when it comes out. And I even then, I knew that this game was going to be special. I still didn't know it was going to be as good as it was.
Yeah.
Like, this game is absurdly good. And it hit me particularly, really hard, and just like being such a engaging story, such great storytelling. Whenever we talk a lot about like story games in my time with narrative games and things like that. I don't know good stories from bad stories 9 times out of 10. What I do think I feel for though is storytelling. And I know you might be like, oh, well, what's the difference? It's, you can tell me a boring bad story, but do it in such an engaging way that I enjoy the story, even though the story itself is not good. I think this game does have a great story, but then I think also the storytelling of it is just so good. Yeah. The combat's so good, the layouts and the customizability that you have in your team and what abilities you spec into and things like that. Like, I think that Clair Obscur is definitely a game that's gonna live outside of this year.
Yeah.
Like, and it's crazy that it just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I
quote unquote
love this game. That one I don't have to think about it at all. No shade to Silksong, because I like Silksong a lot, and I probably do love Silksong. But I think, and between this and Silksong was rough for me, because I do think in a way, Silksong might be a better game than Clair Obscur. But the reason I give my game of the year and have this as my number one to Clair Obscur is I think Clair Obscur just really has that X factor. That like thing that makes it feel different, feel fresh, feel special. I think an element of it is the story. And I know some people like Silksong's story. I'm personally not looking deep into the lore of that. That's not a knock against it. It's not something that connected with me quite heavily. But yeah, with Clair Obscur, the thing that I love about it is mostly everything. I mean, the only thing I don't like about this game is the lack of mini-map, some kind of weird stuff with the overworld, lack of quest tracking. And I think that's like quite literally it. Like, and those are things that I just don't care about by the time I'm deep enough into the game. This game has incredible combat, specifically in relation to the synergies. I think way too often when people talk about Clair Obscur, especially because Clair Obscur's gained a lot of haters from how much it's won the Game Awards, and then, you know, the like, is it indie? It's not really indie debate has also like added to like the hate of this, and then, you know, even with the like, and now with the, did they use an AI asset placeholder that more like Clair Obscur has a lot of haters. One thing that people I think tend to misattribute to the quality of this game is that like you can dodge and parry. Like that's not why the game is good. It's part of why the game is good. To me, the number one thing that makes this combat system good is not the dodge and parry, though that obviously plays a huge role. It's the synergies between the characters, with the Lumina, with the Pictos. This is like because like what's fun about it is like planning out your combos, figuring out your style, having weapons. Like this is one of those, I don't want to say rare because there are a few other games where this can happen, or like I forgot what game it is where I realized, I have to be mastering these weapons and then I can get Final Fantasy VII, where it's like, oh shoot, I have to be like, there are plenty of games that have those kinds of systems, but they feel so much more meaningful to me in Clair Obscur because I feel like there actually are a lot of options in front of me, and seemingly everyone's kind of taking a slightly different style. Obviously, I think if we poll Clair Obscur players, a lot of us had some similar trajectories. Like we were lighting people on fire. Yeah, Nuke My Allies just stole from the internet.
Machine Gun Verso.
But it's like there's just so many options, and that's the fun of it. Where like I think with a lot of RPGs, it is kind of that thing of like, how do you keep combat fun over like, you know, 20, 30, 50, 60 hours? And like I had either a 60 or an 80 hour count in Clair Obscur by the time I finished it. Every fight was fun because even if I was bulldozing over people, I liked doing that. Yeah, I had fun in every single thing I did combat wise in this game. This game was so good, it made me play Slay the Spire because I needed. Again, we talked about this with Fiction. A game so good, you chase out another fantastic game because you need to feel a high, and you can't get that from many places. Yeah. And that's what this game did for me, on top of what you already mentioned with like the story stuff and like the cool like world building and the heart, and then like everyone's hot except for the kid, and they're not creeping on the kid. It's sad that that's a plus in this game's favor, but it is. And this isn't a I hate RPGs or JRPGs thing, because it's funny, a lot of people have talked about this with this game too, where they're like, finally a good like JRPG or RPG style game. I'm a believer that there is a lot of bad games in every genre, and if you follow my content, you've heard me drag a lot of games from a lot of genres. So I do think we kind of overly attribute that to like sometimes like genres get more flack than I think they should get necessarily. But yeah, Clair Obscur is really good. Yeah,
it is a standout game among even the best this year. And there's I think that for folks who are like, oh my god, how is this game winning so many awards? How is it? It can't be that good. It is that good. Yeah, it is that good. And if you have a chance to play it, play it. If you don't have a chance to play it, make a chance to play it. It is, even if you don't know, like, you know, I think it is the kind of game that you should try even if you are not already a fan of the genre. Yeah. Even if you might even actively dislike other games in similar genres, I think you could still give it a shot, because it is different enough that it might be different enough to grab you and hook you in ways that like other games of the genre can't. It's really good. It's just really good. And I know it's like a very boring, simple take to just say like it's good, but
I kind of hate when like that has to be the case, like in terms of larger like internet discourse with a game where they're like, it's like, oh, it's the boring pick because it's obvious. Yeah, it's obvious because it's obviously really fucking good. Like there are some years where it's like, yeah, we know the answer to this. And obviously sometimes, especially, you know, this show specifically, it's me and you, we have different taste in games. Like last year we both liked the games we were talking about, Metaphor and Astrobot, and just had to pick one because we had them flipped. So obviously that can happen, but like sometimes a game just really is that good. Yeah, I heavily recommend everyone try Clair Obscur. Yeah, I mean, unless it's like the AI drama puts you off to it, then, you know, that's your choice, obviously. Like, I'm not going to fault you for that. But if you don't have that you should be playing it. Like, there's no reason not to. It's really, really strong. Before we move on to other categories, is there any element of Claire Obscure that you want to, I don't know, speak to or talk to before we like move on to anything else? Any like highlights or?
Man, I think a lot of the highlights just kind of come from the story, which we talk about in the spoiler cast. I
forgot that we did that.
Yeah, I don't think there's too much that I would want to going to here, just because it would be more details. It would be like later game things, definitely in spoiler territory. So if you are interested in that, go listen to our spoiler cast episode.
I have a quick thing to shout out, which is controversial to like in Claire Obscure. They have some side stuff in this game, like little mini games that you can like play, and you get like clothes or whatever, like swimsuits, the gestural like islands or whatever. One of those is a rage platformer in the vein of, is it called Always Up? Go Up?
I think it's Always
something.
Up.
There's also Chain Together. There's a lot of rage platformers that exist. And it's awesome. And it's funny because the platforming in this game in the level to level is like ass. Like, it's like really not good. And here it's equally not good, but the level construction makes it so that it becomes good again, because it is like in the vein of those platformers. And I think that's really fun. Something that doesn't get talked about enough in Claire Obscure is how funny it is. Like, it is a very like serious, you know, life, world, society on the line story, like a lot of RPGs tend to be, but there is a lot of humor in this game, like whether it's through like the questline construction or the things that characters say to each other, or just like the sort of fun and whimsy, or even like the enemy design, like the enemies they give you. Like, they give you some really troll like combat scenarios that you wouldn't expect. So yeah, I think that's like an unsung element of the game. I see you struggling to find this game.
Only Up?
Only Up? I think, yeah, maybe it's Only Up. Yeah, but you know, I hope, yeah, I think it's called Only Up. Which, to be fair, I never played Only Up. I did play Chain Together though, and I know this style of game quite well. So yeah, but it's just really, really good, really special. And rare for a game to hit really so hard on gameplay and so hard on story as well. That's just like not a combo that comes around super often. So that is our game of the year, our video game of the year from the
game of the year,
game of the year section.
Very obscure.
It's weird to not have to fight this year about it. I kind of miss that. Maybe we'll fight for other categories.
Does it feel good not having the fight?
I like to fight about it a little bit, and I also feel like, did we mess up not giving it to Astro about last year's? I kind of still think that we maybe did, but
no, I don't think so. I still have no doubt in my mind that Metaphor was a better game somehow.
And now for board games, which is our last games category from games and not games. I keep trying to think of ways to voice the thing. Yeah. Okay. This year we realized we didn't really play that many board games. So it's important to note that we don't put year restrictions on board games, just because we're sort of dabbling around in the hobby from scratch in a way together. So we don't want to limit ourselves to just stuff from this year. But even without that, we still struggled to, I think, come up with some board games. So, yeah, I'll just go on record and say that I have like 4 to name.
More than I got.
How many do you have? Well, we'll have at least 4. So I'll start with my 4.
Yeah.
And then we'll go up from there. This one I add so one thing I also want to shout out. We bought the Slay the Spire board game and just never played it. We need to play that. That'll make the list next year. Spoilers for next year. I gotta be honest, I don't know how much we played this game this year, but I'm gonna shout it out because I feel like it's always there for me in a pinch. And that's Monikers. If you're not familiar with Monikers, it's basically charades. Verbal and physical. It has like rounds. Like, I think the first round is like verbal with X amount of like words you can say, and then it kind of goes down from there, and eventually it's just physical. And the sort of fun twist to Monikers is you have like, I'll make it up, like, oh, there's like 10 cards, and you know the answers might be like gamer, office work, ice cream, Barack Obama, whatever, right? And that's like your pool of answers, and each round it's still the same pool of answers, so you can kind of like starts shooting in the dark for certain things.
But you have less and less clues.
Yeah, as the clues get more difficult.
Yeah.
When I first played this many years ago, we did a hard mode version of it that wasn't the same pool of answers.
Yeah.
And that thing was really difficult, but also quite fun and quite funny. Again, don't really remember how many times we played this year. I'm sure it was at least like once or twice, but this is like my go-to. I bring it everywhere. It's not a tiny box. It's like small enough that you can kind of travel with it, but big enough that like you need a certain size purse to be able to hold it. Like it's definitely not slipping in your pocket or anything.
Yeah.
With its size. But it is small enough that you can kind of carry it around different places. And it's like such a board game card game for people that don't give a fuck about board game card game. Like it's just a fun, easy thing. Everyone can understand it. And I like the artwork on the outside of it.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's like a modern little like
millennial kind of.
It is a little millennial coded. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of giving like millennial startup, but like positively. It's like on the less ugly side of like the millennial startup kind of art. So yeah, that's mine. Do you have? Should I say my number 3 or do you have? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I have, this one is quite silly to have on here, and you didn't really play it much, but I'm throwing in Giant Uno.
Okay.
Uno played a big role for me this year because on another podcast I do called PP Bang, it came up how much I love Uno, and it became very clear that like other people didn't develop a deep love for Uno. I was under the impression that all of us played a lot of Uno in our lives. So with that, I ended up buying like a bunch of different versions of Uno. I've had Giant Uno before, but I got it again. And Giant Uno, it just rips. Just shout out to the fact that it's giant.
Uno itself is great. Why wouldn't big card Uno be better?
I'm gonna rebuy. I used to have this. I lost it. I had miniature Uno, and it's like it's literally the size of like an SD card.
That's scary.
Maybe like a smidge bigger. It's like it's like around the size of like a Switch card. Like it's they're tiny Uno for ants. And I would play that a bunch too. So that's just like a little bit of a cop out one, but I want to give that a nod. Do you want to throw one on the pile?
Yeah. I only had really what I felt were 3 real options that I could bring to the table. My number 3 is Gloomhaven. Again, Jaws of the Lion.
Gloomhaven again.
Bringing it back.
SMH. All right.
It was on the list last year. It's on the list again this year because we're still playing it. It's
on our shit list this year, I think. And that game's awesome, to be clear.
We're gonna be playing it this weekend.
We are finally playing it this weekend. People will come at me and they say, "Hey, did you ever finish Baldur's Gate 3?" I am trying to finish Gloomhaven, okay? I can only do
the game is really hard. Like it's so it's to a point now where in our missions, like I don't expect to pass the first time we try a mission. And that's immediately just throwing away 45 to an hour and a half.
And like it's long because you have to like do, pick all your stuff, not gonna lie, some of us take longer to pick their moves than others. Yeah. I would argue that it's probably because you know more than I do. I mean, he think about something I'm not. I'm just like fire. Like, what's my thing I'm always using? Fire wheel or
shroud?
Fire shroud. Yeah, I'm doing my flame shroud.
Flame shroud. Yeah.
Yes, but this game is hanging over our heads for sure. I do think going into 2026, we need to do 2 things. 1, we need to figure out how to regularly play, but 2. And this is also, I think, why we didn't play more board games, because it's taking up so much space under the board game table. I know what you're thinking. We'll just play on top of the board game table. Why would I play on top of the board game table when I bought the board game table to play inside the board game table? But I think what we need to do is do seasons. I think we need to have like, this month or whatever, every weekend we're playing, we're getting through X amount and then we take a break. But like a full break, we like kind of put it away.
Yeah.
We're playing other games and then we come back, but we need to like develop a flow. Because we're not. Also, too, you're not casually playing Gloomhaven. Like it's a lot going on. I do think that we've gotten good enough at it that we don't have to relearn how to play.
No, I do remember. I feel like I remember most, if not all, the rules.
Yeah.
And
I left notes for myself also.
Yeah. What about you? What do you have?
My next one, my number 2, is a little wordy.
That is a good game.
Yeah, I'd like to play that more. me like running to Google what are the rules of a little wordy so I can explain about it. Oh, it's an Exploding Kittens game. I didn't realize that. Okay. So this is it's a 2-player game. So that's great for us because we're only 2 people. And I'm trying to like refresh myself on exactly like it's like you have a word and it's like you have a secret word and you're trying to like guess the other person's secret word, I think is the setup of this, if I'm remembering this correctly. And it's also one of those games that is very like conveniently packaged where it kind of gives you the little board set up and you have your like little dry erase marker and then you can have your like notes and things. It's just like a simple chill word game. Is there anything else that we should kind of speak to on this? I think you like this game quite a bit too, even though you're not a word game fan.
Yeah, I'm not.
And why aren't you a word game fan, if you could say for the class?
I am like a word dumb. Like I feel like I don't know a lot of words, or the words that I do know, I feel like are never valuable to the word games 9 times out of 10.
You're close, but I believe I'm looking for a different answer. And I think you know what that answer is.
I don't.
You are a sore loser.
No, not at all.
And word games are the only tabletop board game card game that I can consistently beat Isaiah in.
No.
It's the only genre where it's like, and actually a little wordy you do better than me. Historically, you've done better than me a little wordy.
Maybe, yeah.
We've only played a couple times, but which I don't mind because I'm not a sore loser. I simply want to play a game with someone who I love. Is that a crime? I didn't think so.
It's not a crime.
But yeah, what do you like? How does like little wordy hit different for you than like other word games? Because I do think there's other word games that you're not into because you're not really a big Bananagrams guy. Like I feel like I bring out that Bananagrams bag and you fucking hate Bananagrams.
I think I don't like the word the word.
I don't like Scrabble either.
Where like you having memorized the dictionary is like how you win. It's like chess but with words. I don't like that. I like the creative word games, the deduction word games. Like these are kind of a little wordy, is definitely more in line with like how I like to play the word games, which is like it's not about just knowing the most words. It's about knowing a word and then figuring out someone else's word.
Yeah, and like I'm rewatching a video now on like the setup for a little wordy, and it has like a bunch of other like little mechanics to sort of like help you out, where you can play cards of like, oh, I get to know like how many vowels are in your word or whatever. And there's like you sort of get like a lot of deduction games. It's like if you can clock it with less clues, you can like gain more points and stuff like that. So yeah, I also feel the same way about Scrabble. I hate Scrabble. I hate Scrabble for a lot of reasons. I think Scrabble is word racist. It literally, obviously I'm being, dramatic about that, but like it gives point values to like words and like where you place the word. So I don't like the idea of like, oh, I put xenophobia on this spot and I get my triple letter like thing. Like I don't fuck off. Like, I don't know. I don't find that fun. And I'll admit I'm also bad at it, but I also just don't like I don't find that element of engaging with words to be exciting for me. But yeah, a little wordy. I like it. I recommend it. It's cute. It's sweet. It's pretty inoffensive. What about you?
I had a last minute audible. Okay. Actually, I had a game from last year also as my number 2. Then I thought about it and I remembered a game that I enjoyed. And my number 2 is actually Letter Tycoon.
That's my number 1.
Oh man.
So we're, I guess, jumping. Yeah,
because we can talk about it now.
Yeah.
Letter Tycoon. It's in a similar vein as the
game that Isaiah keeps beating me at is his favorite game.
No, it is the game. You know what? Hold on.
I think we lost track, but you can look it for it. We did the how many games do you win versus I win.
Yeah. We had.
Which to be clear, Letter Tycoon is a word game. So see, you can beat me in word games.
Exactly. Board Game Records 2025. Letter Tycoon. I am in the lead.
Tell me the score.
I won twice, with one of the games being with Edwin.
Yeah.
And
then what's the holistic?
Outside of that, there's Bananagrams, where I also won when we were playing with Edwin. Okay, I've not beaten just you.
Yeah. You have that conspiracy theory. I remember that now.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, you're throwing variables in there. That's different.
What is Letter Tycoon?
Letter Tycoon is almost like a resource word game where the idea is that you are trying to make you have there's a pool of letters that you can pull from. You're trying to build words and earn money from building words. But the trick is that a core mechanic of the game is that you can buy the patent to letters.
Yeah.
So that when words are made with certain letters, you gain money from those words. And so you want to make, bigger words, more words, make more money yourself, but you want to be at least aware of what patents other players have so that you're not inadvertently giving them more money when you make your words.
Yeah.
So it is in each turn you play a word, you earn money. With that money you can buy patents for letters. And that kind of in some letters I think all the vowels have like special sort of
abilities,
second
kind of
abilities almost. Or perks to them kind of thing, or or even just like some letters, like the X might have like, oh, earn double the money in this word or something like that, just because like X is a harder letter to work into a word. And so like it rewards being creative with your words while also allowing you to play the strategy of like a non-serious word game.
Yeah. Yeah, I like this game a lot. It's just a different take on word games, and I think it also makes it kind of, in a sense, is like a built-in check and balance against like just the vocab, like people with deep vocabs or people with like high spelling like acumen. I can't remember.
Using words like that is why I don't like playing, bro.
God,
you could just have people who know a lot of words. You got use these big words.
Well,
using $5 words.
You know what? I forget too. Is there a mechanic where like if you spell it wrong, you get fucked over? I think there is.
You can challenge it. Yeah,
I think you can, and I think we do play with that. But I think that's something you'd easily just decide I don't want to. And some like in Bananagrams, like actually
same idea.
Yeah, I think Bananagrams we let ourselves look it up just because it's like, why not? Yeah. Anyway, because I'm not into like having to show off your spelling skills. I don't know. I just don't think that's as. I think it's a little bit like much to me. But I think we do actually play with that in Letter Tycoon, but I don't really remember. Because Acumen, I'm like, how many C's are in Acumen? I think there's 2 C's, but I gotta look it up now. It's gonna bother the hell out of me. What the hell? Hold on. I didn't spell it right. It doesn't have 2 C's. It only has 1 C. So yeah, there you go. Acumen.
See, man.
Anyway, I like Letter Tycoon as well. Yeah, it's just kind of a fun angle. And then what's cool is like you mentioned with the patents, then you might on some like hater shit. If you have the patent for I, I'm like, well, I'm not going to spell anything with an I in it if I can avoid it.
No icicle, no ice cream,
and then,
no igloo.
And then it's funny because it's also just like, it's called the Letter Tycoon, right? So it's like you do kind of like, maybe we're just dorky, but you can't build a word in this town without paying me,
Yeah.
It's just kind of fun. It's a nice little quick take. And it's a quick game. Average playtime 30 to 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And this one's 2 to 5 people. So again, I feel like almost every year the games that are going to be on this list for us are going to be 2-player minimums because like we lean on games that are just at least you can play with 2 people because we're not doing a lot of like board game nights or something where we're like bringing people over to play these bigger party games. It's something we want to do once we clear up the Gloomhaven on the living underneath. Anything else that needs to be shout out? I think that might be
my number one. And to be honest,
okay.
I don't know. This is like a number one in the sense that like Tetris is like one of the greatest games of all time, kind of thing. Yeah, it's my giant Uno. This is the jigsaw puzzle that we did in Minnesota. It's from the Something's Amiss series. And the idea is it's a jigsaw puzzle, 1,000-piece, jigsaw puzzle. We did it while we were in Minnesota. The idea, the funny part though, is that the image on the box is not the image of the puzzle inside. It's close to it, but it's not exact. There are some things are moved around. Clothes might be different. Colors and locations of buildings might be different. So like you can only use the box to help you so far. Some of it you just got to trial and error your way through. And it was really fun because it is more the experience of this game that really puts it to number one. Again, we did it in Minnesota. Me, Kelsey, Sarah, the gang were all like in the living
Jacob
room.
was in there.
Jacob was in there. He was putting pieces there. You came by. You helped with a piece or two.
Put some
Like
pieces in there.
it was the whole gang was like there working hard at this one analog game idea thing, and it was really cool. There, no screen. People were focused.
No phones, just people living in the moment.
Hey, do you see something blue? Yeah, hand me that piece there. Like it was a collaborative moment of like old school joy that you don't get as often now.
And none of us read the box when we bought it, so we didn't know that
it wasn't until later that we
that it was something was amiss. The puzzle twist or whatever is what the fuck it wrote in the box or whatever. It was also cool. I forget if you might have mentioned this at the top, so sorry if I missed it. But that it's a Minnesota puzzle, and it's like of the lore of Minnesota was kind of just a cute little thing of it. Of like it had the mascots from the different college teams and like professional teams, and I'm sure I don't know if there was any Juicy Lucy's in there, but
they had that
bull or something. I don't know. Paul Bunyan. I'm not really sure what's going on in there.
The Wish Bucky. There's a lot of stuff going on. And I'll definitely have a video or image up for the video watchers.
Yeah, that's a nice little one.
But yeah. So I don't think it's the best. So I'm totally fine. I think Letter Tycoon is the easy dub for best board game of the year that we played this year. This is really good. It's really fun. 2 to 5 players, fun time. You can just easily get in and out. I don't think the game was that long too. I don't know if you.
I mentioned the time. It was like 30 to 45 minutes. Is the average time?
Easy.
It's light work.
A couple sessions in.
Quick afternoon.
Yeah.
Unlike Gloomhaven.
Unlike Gloomhaven, yeah. So who knows? If we finish Gloomhaven next year, maybe it'll be back for a third year.
I don't think it can keep. I think we gotta just play other games. But we should, if nothing else, be giving updates on Gloomhaven. Yes, it needs an honorable mention slot until we finish it because it's so long.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
And now for movies, we're gonna move bottom up. Even though, again, I'm not sure that we'll have a full roster, as watching all those Fast and Furious movies really cut into some of our other film watching time. I'll kick it off. I'm gonna say Superman.
Oh, for number 4.
Well,
or number 3. Okay. I'll start. I have a 4.
Oh, you have a 4? Okay.
I think you technically you would have to agree because you watched it this year. Holiday Touchdown.
Oh my god.
Of Bill's.
You know what's funny?
Story.
I didn't even put that on the list, even though I was like, I refuse to. Oh my god. Okay, tell me what this is.
So with you work with Remap Radio, gaming podcast, gaming and other podcasts that you do, and one of the things they do is a movie series where they almost do like spoiler
it's called My
cast.
Turn.
Yeah, My Turn. It's almost like spoiler cast movie kind of episodic episodes. And one of the most recent ones they did was Holiday Touchdown, A Bill's Love Story, which is a Hallmark movie about 2 Buffalo Bills fans.
We gotta watch more movies, man. This is pitiful work.
And I was looking through the list of just movies I watched this year. I only came up with 4
for calendar year.
Calendar year, yes, that came out this year.
AMC, give us stubs or something, because this is looking real
sad.
Real naked over here.
This movie is not great. I wouldn't even really recommend anyone watch it unless you're just a fan of Hallmark films, like if you want that, just like,
or you have a morbid curiosity towards like what's going on with the Buffalo Bills, because I will admit that like I think if because you gotta sign up for like Hallmark Plus to premium or whatever to do it. If someone had handed me this movie and said like, hey, like they got it for us as a joke or something, I 3,000% would watch it because of the Buffalo connection. So I do think outside of that or like a Hallmark obsession, you do not need to be watching this movie.
No,
it's very like
no,
mid.
You don't. But I did watch a movie this year. It came out this year.
Yeah.
So I was able to put it on the list at number 4. But my number 3 is also Superman. I don't think we need to. I don't. If you have anything else you want to add to
I
Bill's
don't.
Love Story,
I don't.
I think we could just move on to Superman.
Okay. If I go crazy, you call me Superman. Also, not this year, but I want to tell people that I did finally watch The Matrix, and I think that counts for a lot. So, but Superman, yeah, this was very, very hyped. people were saying, oh my God, it's the best Superman's ever been. Superhero movies are back, yada, yada, yada. This restored my faith in humanity. I heard some really out there intense takes on Superman. So, but I did kind of hear from everybody that it was really good. So I will say that I was like, okay, well, eventually I forgot which of you, if it was you or Edwin or whatever, finally said, hey, we're watching Superman. I'm like, great. Been wanting to watch it. I hear it's really good. Didn't want to have to drop the coin to go in theater, so we waited until it hit DVD / streaming. And yeah, I really liked it a lot. Admittedly, I did not watch, or I don't have a memory of, what's the Superman movie you really like?
Man of Steel.
Man of Steel. I don't think I ever watched Man of Steel.
Yeah, I love Man of Steel.
So I can't compare it to that then. But I really liked it. My review on Letterboxd, turns out the Superman movie was good. That's my review. I think it has, what I liked about it is I think the action is enthralling enough. Like I enjoyed visually looking at it. I'm a Superman hater. I'm one of those people who's like, he's so strong. How are you even going to make it interesting? I think they did a good job with putting him into scenarios where he would be, disempowered or weakened, whether it was physically or his presence in society. I thought it had some nice little comedic relief with his little dog and a couple. It does have a classic sort of evil. I mean, it's Superman, right? So it's there are going to be archetypal storylines of evil CEO, Lex Luthor, all that stuff. The vibes are there, but I also liked how many, sometimes in superhero movies, I don't like how much they throw at you in terms of different antagonists or different conflicts happening. I feel like Superman did just enough that there were fun things to kind of let your mind dart around to, where they had the war overseas and what's going on in New York. Well, is it Metropolis?
Yeah.
What's going on in Metropolis or, legalistic New York, what's going on in his relationship. They had just enough going on where I felt like it was enough to keep you intrigued, but not enough to feel oh my God, there's an eighth, giant villain coming in or whatever. And yeah, I found the funny parts to be funny. I think a lot of times, because what's the team that he is not working alongside, but it's a super group. I forgot the name of it.
It's not the Justice League. It's Guy Gardner and Hawk Girl and Mr. Terrific. They're forming. I forget what it's called.
I think they do lean a little bit on that kind of corny humor, but it's done infrequently enough that some of those do hit for me. That I thought was fun. And then yeah, I just thought it was really intriguing. I liked the stuff with the sort of, without spoiling the movie, but the things with the pocket dimension and stuff is kind of interesting to me. I enjoy that level of, or that type of superhero sci-fi storytelling. That's just kind of a trope, like a storytelling trope that I like. So yeah, I was this is a good time. What about you? You also watched Superman? I imagine somewhere on your list somewhere.
It was my number 3. I
begrudgingly,
yeah. I for a minute. So if we're going by the Isaiah scale, I actually enjoyed my time watching the Bill's love story more than I did Superman. Which is both
That's
that
crazy.
I liked the Bill story more than I thought I would, and I disliked Superman more than I thought I would.
I'm so shocked at your feelings on Superman.
Again, it's
what
not
about
a bad movie.
Didn't work for you?
I don't think it's a bad movie. I think just coming off of what Zack Snyder was doing and then getting this boy wonder Superman, it just it's interesting, it's cool, but it's just not enticing to me. I think that Corn Sweat's a solid Clark. He's a solid Superman. But just something about the comedic elements of it. It feels like it's just trying to be a comedy superhero movie. And I think that's because of what's his face? What is
the main actor?
The director. No. Geez, why am I blanking on it? Hold on. Superman 2025. James Gunn. There we go. Yes, I feel like James Gunn did a really good job. He He did his comedic James Gunness with Suicide Squad. I thought that was great. He did his comedic work stuff with what's the HBO show? Not the Patriot. It's it.
Oh no, man. I'm sorry. I don't got it.
Peacemaker.
Okay.
And it like feels like he's just doing it again now with Superman. And it's like, I don't want just that. Like, I want something more serious. Give me like something a little bit more than just like this. Felt like I was watching the Suicide Squad, but it was Superman instead of the Suicide Squad. And it felt that way when I was watching it. And I didn't like that. So again, not saying it was bad, not saying it's like a terrible movie or you shouldn't go see it or anything like that. If you like James Gunn's Suicide Squad, if you liked Peacemaker, you're probably gonna like this because
I didn't watch either of those, and I liked it.
Yeah,
I liked.
You got two good things you can go back and watch.
Oh, do I? I feel like no one talks about everyone's Suicide Squad sucks. No,
I felt that way on this. I felt like this is on par with Suicide Squad.
And see now this is what I came to Gang of the Year for. I feel like we have very different tastes in movies also, where it's like you'll watch something and be like that was awesome, and I'm like that was ass. But we do like some of the same movies, so it is kind of it's the Wild West when it comes between me and you in movies, because I think we can agree to see the same movies, but that doesn't mean we're gonna have the same opinion on the movie, like when we see it. Yeah. And then there's also some movies where it's like I'll watch something and like it and be like, Isaiah, you would fucking hate this, and then you'll watch something and like it and be like, you'd fucking hate this.
Yeah.
So I do think we are tuned into each other's taste. I was surprised by your reaction to Superman, because history has told me that if we both watch a superhero movie and I like it, you probably fucking loved it. And if I don't like it, you might have also probably still liked it. So there's very few superhero movies I've seen you watch that you didn't like, at least a little bit.
Yeah. I liked it a little bit. I think that is fine. I like this a little bit.
You're out here yucking up.
I was disappointed, but I still liked it. I can be disappointed. This is the Pokemon ZA of this entry list.
Superman's, I feel like so much better than Pokemon ZA. I mean, I will say it wasn't like an earth-shattering film in the way that like the way people hype up like other things that have hit harder, like Godzilla -1, I think kind of lives up more to its hype. Lives up more to its hype than like Superman does. But like I went in being like, I guess everyone says this is really good, and I left being like, hey, it was good. Like I really liked it. All right, my number 2. I'm guessing ours are the same now.
Probably.
Life of Chuck.
Oh no, I forgot we saw that. That's an easy number 2.
Boom.
Yeah.
Wait, what'd you have then instead?
I have Fantastic Four.
Oh, I guess only you watched that, right?
I thought. I mean,
did we all watch that?
I thought we all watched it.
Did that come out this year? No way. That came out this year?
Yeah. First Steps.
What the heck? Wait. No, I didn't watch this.
Oh, maybe it was just me and E then.
Yeah. It was just you and Edwin. No, I watched the other. I watched a different superhero movie that also had Pedro Pascal this year, but didn't come out. I watched that Wonder Woman this year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, I forgot about that.
No, this is good though. We have something different to talk about. Okay.
Oh man. Well,
but then do you want
to be fair, I would bump things down to where Superman would be 4, Fantastic Four would be 3, Life of Chuck would be 2.
Okay, so
we can talk Fantastic Four.
Yeah. How about you start with? Wait, you want to start with Fantastic Four? Or you want to wait?
Let's start with Fantastic Four.
Okay, go for it.
Fantastic Four is it's another fantastic. It's a superhero movie. It's MCU kind of bringing in their Fox property more proper than they did before. I think also Thunderbolts might have been this year as well, which I think we did watch. But
was that this year?
I think so.
Oh shit! It was. Yeah. Holy shit, guys! Sorry, we gotta redo this whole list.
Basically, the MCU movie. Okay. Which I don't know if we need to redo the list because if we forgot these movies even came out this year.
Well, in my defense, I guess I never logged. I just went to my letterbox, and I think I just didn't log it. Is my thing.
All right, we're gonna do some real time adjustments here.
Well, I think I'm gonna throw Thunderbolts next to your Fantastic Four, and I'm choosing not to have a number 5 because I don't even want to claim that holiday touchdown story. So I'll speak on Thunderbolts after you're done with Fantastic Four. Yeah. But
Fantastic Four is again MCU getting back in the bag, prepping for Doomsday and the new Avengers that's coming out and bringing everyone out. It is a filler movie in that like it takes place in its own little isolated time space universe kind of thing, but ultimately kind of like, works to incorporate things back into the mainline MCU story. It's really cool. It's cool getting to see the Fantastic Four. This is the third movie adaptation of the Fantastic Four. The first one is really good. Like the first Fantastic Four cast and characters and all that stuff is really good. This is definitely better than the Fan-Four-Stick, the Michael B. Jordan as in his role and stuff. But I don't know if it beats the original cast for me. But the movie is fun. It follows the MCU formula. If you like MCU movies, you can go watch this. You'll probably like it.
Do you think I'd like it?
Did you like Did you like Thunderbolts?
Not really.
No, then probably not.
Okay. So my number 4 is Thunderbolt. I watch a lot of movies that aren't that good, if I'm being honest. Like I don't really know why I'm this way. I don't intend to be. I don't hate movies, though I do have the allegations against it because I guess I don't know. I'm not a big movie guy. I'll admit that. That's known. I don't sit down and watch a lot of movies. So I think what I end up watching ends up being very, and this is kind of maybe your case as well, because obviously we live together, so we watch a lot of the same movies. I'm either watching like one or two of the allegedly best movies of the year and I see it in theaters. And then after that, it's the Wild West. It's like, maybe I watched it, maybe I didn't. Because we do a lot of obviously some stuff hits streaming and we have a couple of streaming platforms, but we also are really big rent a DVD or Blu-ray from the library people. So we'll do that a lot. But with, kind of like the board games thing, we watch a good amount of movies, but a lot of times they're not from this calendar year. We're not really looking to keep up with movies. We're just kind of watching stuff as it hits. So, I watched a bunch of I watched Matrix and then rewatched that, or rewatched the Uncharted movie and Godzilla Minus One. So it's it's a very random assortment of things. That being said, Thunderbolts was one of the movies we watched. It was fine. I wouldn't say it was a good movie. I don't think it's, if you're, looking for the banger superhero ones, I think you can very comfortably skip Thunderbolts. But if you're I want to watch it, does it suck ass? No, it doesn't suck ass. Not to me, at least. I thought it was I thought it did have some high points. I think there are some things that are funny in it. I don't think all the jokes or all the humor works. It has, what's the guy's name? David Harbour, right?
Yeah.
David Harbour, and then the main girl, I forgot her, what character is she? The main, his daughter.
Elena.
I think they have some moments that I think are genuinely funny between them, of him being kind of trying to be this dad figure, and it's kind of awkward or whatever. Again, a little cheesy, but I think a lot of that stuff does work. The biggest compliment I can give Thunderbolts is I like dark shit. So I liked when they kind of have an angle to the drama of the film that's about looking into the darkness of oneself, essentially. And I thought that stuff was cool. Now, again, this is kind of going to run a little bit of an after school special-esque plot, right? The darkness is something that you can overcome. It's not exactly, it's looking for, the second there's conflict in a movie like this, they're looking for the absolution so that we can end in a good feeling space. So just follow that trajectory. But there were things about it that I thought were cool, but it definitely wasn't if you're trimming the fat on your superhero movie list, yeah, you don't need to be watching this. But if you're someone who's I want to be watching everything, what kind of time am I in for? I think you're in for a better time than you would think, but not as good of a time as you would like.
Yeah.
I don't think Thunderbolt beats it's kind of whack allegations, but I do think the allegations might be overstated, because I've watched a lot of, frankly, really bad superhero movies over the years, or superhero content, whether it's shows or whatever. And yeah, Thunderbolts, there's bigger criminals than Thunderbolts. I mean, what was that? What's the one that really haunts me from Marvel? It was it was really boring. It was the Watchers, the Witnessers. I don't know what the fuck it was. It was
it's Watchmen, but
no, I don't know what the fuck it was. It was Marvel, and it's they're never, and they said so and so will return, and I'm I hope they never come back. They were so boring. What? I forgot what it was. Oh my god, it's gonna drive me crazy. Sorry, everyone. It's hard to have some of this info ahead, because I don't know where the conversation is gonna go. The Immortals.
Oh,
that shit was horrible. Which again, obviously different opinions, different tastes. Maybe you said, "Oh no, I loved Immortals." I feel like when it comes to lows, there can be some really low lows. Thunderbolts is more like, it's not that good, but like, who you know, is it hurting anyone? I don't think so.
No, it's not. But
Like,
no, that's fair.
Life of Chuck time?
Life of Chuck.
Back up to 2. So yeah, we'll go through the all the orders, you know, at the end too of everything, I'm sure. Life of Chuck. Why did we end up watching this? No shade to Life of Chuck, because obviously I liked it. I have it as 2. Granted, short list, but still.
I think we
just vibes, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
we saw Tom Hiddleston and was like,
yeah, Tom Hiddleston definitely helps. Tom Hiddleston helps, and I think I maybe heard some rumblings that it was kind of good or interesting. This was one of those, it dropped at AMC's, but I think it was a select theaters release. And I think we just kind of felt like, hey, we want to see a movie. What's out? This seems cool. It was like a little bit process of elimination, if I'm being honest, on us watching The Life of Chuck. But yeah, I thought it was like a cool, interesting sort of like slice of life / you know, the idea is like you're kind of like looking back at a life lived, and I don't know what comprises it, and like what makes, in a way, like what makes moments special. And I don't know, there's a little bit of like of like mystical, magical stuff kind of going on in like how it's presented, even though like the story is really just kind of reflecting on one's life, but they kind of add a layer to make it a little bit more intriguing than that. But yeah, like what's your kind of anything you want to add to that pitch of what Life of Chuck is?
No, it is a kind of like you said, like a the life of storytelling, just done in a very creative, artsy way.
Yeah, there's like a doomsday wrapper to the whole story.
Kind of, yeah. But also like it is. It's a movie that doesn't on the surface tell you what it is immediately. Like you have to watch it, and then as you're watching it, you start to understand what the movie is doing. And I think that's really cool and interesting. Yeah. Again, going back to that whole like storytelling kind of element, the story of this movie
it's pretty simple. It's like someone's life. Yeah.
Yeah. But the storytelling I think is super cool and creative in the way they go about it, and the, you know, the themes that keep coming back, and the people that keep coming back, and the moments that keep coming back, and kind of like shapes this person's life that you get to see throughout time. Is really interesting. Yeah,
I really like the end of the world kind of wrapper that introduces this movie and like where it starts, because I just kind of, again, talking about things that I just find appealing. Like I like apocalyptic end of the world stuff, specifically when it's from the lens of the mundaneness of it. I mean, I like the bigger stuff too, you know, like I Am Legend and all that, where it's like more of like the central aspect is reckoning with that. But like when it's sort of like, okay, if the world's ending, like how do people react to that and all of that? Like I enjoy that as a story. It doesn't mean I automatically like the movie or the book or whatever, but it's like, oh, I'm into that kind of thing. So I like that from Life of Chuck as well. Yeah, it was just it's like a very pleasantly like, oh, this is a good movie. Like it's not an all-timer for me, but it's one of those like it kind of like runs in the vein of like Hidden Gem, I guess, even though I mean again, it's a movie shown in theaters like, you know, across the country, so it's not exactly like a deep cut. But as far as like if you're a movie normie and you kind of only like get the what hits all the AMCs, because this was more of like an AMC select, I think it's an easy one that you could have missed. I also do want to shout out that we failed to watch the new Knives Out movie before this recording, because that definitely would have made it. Which, funnily enough, because is the first Knives Out just called Knives Out? The
first one's Knives Out, and then it's Glass Onion, a Knives Out story.
I didn't like Knives Out. I liked Glass Onion. They're the same movie. I can't explain why I didn't like one.
That is very strange. Yeah. I don't understand why that is the case.
So actually, who knows what's going to happen with this third one? I think it's trending positive. I don't really know what the difference is for me on those two, but
we watch it tonight.
Yeah, we might be able to, because I mean, I don't think I'm really doing anything after this because I was eating dinner. Yeah, it could be fun. Okay, anyway.
But again, that was a December release anyways, you know?
Yeah, we don't have the hard... we actually haven't thought of if there is a hard cutoff.
I do think the day of recording has to be the hard cutoff.
The day of recording does have to be the hard cutoff. Well, if you want to put it into next year, maybe we can
give
it a nod or something. But
The Life of Chuck number 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm probably gonna speak for both of us when I say number 1, Sinners.
Man,
Sinners was both better than I expected it to be, and also didn't do like the numbers I expected it to be. Like everyone who saw it and who you talk to having seen it, I think talks really highly about it. But I think as far as like movies go, I feel like this one was almost more of like a flash in the pan. Like I feel like it came out, everyone talked about it, and then it went away.
I mean, has award season happened yet? I'm pretty sure it's going to win a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, maybe. I hope so. I hope it deserves to. I feel like not enough people were talking long enough about Sinners. Maybe that's a good way to put it.
Sure, I could see that.
I thought this movie was really cool. I thought that the musical numbers in it throughout it are really cool. Again, that storytelling in it is really cool. Does vampires in a way that you don't normally see. And I don't know, just the acting, the cinematography from it, like the filming of the cameras, and the quality of the IMAX, and all this stuff, like all of that stuff is really cool. Definitely the standout movie this year for me. That said, I don't know if it's a movie I'd want to see again. Like, it's almost one of those, to me, it's would I ever watch this movie again? Yeah, it's a great movie, but I don't have a desire to watch it again. Like, I think it's almost like my time with it was my time with it, and I don't need to relive that.
I think it'd be fun to watch it again just to see if I like notice things before, like, and just to kind of, now that I know where it goes, I can like look around a little bit more. I really like this movie a lot. This was another one that I went into with having already heard the hype of Sinners, but all I knew was like the hype of Sinners. I didn't really know anything else about it. And actually, I literally didn't know anything about it. Like, I didn't know it had vampires in it. I forgot we talked about this, I think, before. Did you know that it had vampires? I don't remember.
I didn't. Going into it, no.
Yeah, which obviously we talked about that already here. So like, if you've gotten this far in the year, you probably found out that it had vampires. Again, I think we were one of the few people to have that experience because, again, the trailer, I guess, like that was like a known thing. Yeah, I just didn't watch anything. I found out about this movie 2 ways. One, I sometimes get those emails on like, do you want to watch this movie early? Because we like if you live in a big city, you can sign up for like early screeners of things. And they mentioned, hey, there's this movie with Michael B. Jordan, and I was like, oh man, I like Michael B. Jordan, I'll do this. But then like I didn't respond in time, so that was like, the first time I heard about Sinners. Months later, it's like, oh, Sinners, hey, that's that movie we want to see. And literally, I knew of this movie from an ad on the bus stop when we were driving in the thing. Really? I was like, oh, Sinners is out. We should see that. And then I hear rumble, oh, Sinners is really good. I'm like, okay, and that's it. And then I went. That's my preferred. I'm not, we talk about there's different ways to consume all these different media. For me, movies are what reaches me. I'm not really looking to, and that's not like, again, as like an FU to movies. It kind of ends up, I guess, being in practice in some ways. But like with games, I'm in there, I'm in the weeds. I'm trying to be a tastemaker. I'm like, I'm into it. I like it. It's like, if I was banned from doing this, I would still be doing what I'm doing because I'm that into games. Yeah. Movies, it's like what comes across my plate, pile it on. I'm kind of just picking stuff up. There is a little bit of desire to go back and fill old gaps of things. And then, I have my own taste or like actors I might like. And I'll pick things up here and there for that. But by and large, I'm kind of just like whatever like reaches me. And yeah, Sinners was definitely one of those that got to me. Like you said, the musical stuff in there was great. I love also its exploration of like race. I think that's been like a really cool aspect of, for me at least, getting to know like the modern horror scene, because I don't want to act like discussions of horror and race are new to like, the horror industry. Like that's, that exploration of horror, black horror, like that stuff has existed for like a long ass time. I just don't know like film enough to speak to like those elements of it, but I really enjoy that part of horror. And I mean, I think honestly, if you talk to people that know horror, me saying like it's cool when it has a sociological element, it's like, bitch, a lot of horror has sociological elements. So again, I don't want to act like horror is just this like dumb fuck ghost genre or anything.
Mhm.
But, you know, as someone that doesn't watch a lot of horror, like, it's easy for that experience to end up being like one note or also just really small scope. Obviously, I know people would label maybe Sinners as more of like a thriller brand of horror. But yeah, this has like also just some of the genre scenes that I like of like the comedy element. I think is really fun in this. And yeah, it just had a lot going for it. I think the action was like quite good as well. The, you know, them sort of being presented with this problem and like seeing, without kind of spoiling the movie, and seeing like how the different characters react, the things that get under different characters' skins. And ultimately, I also like, you know, I by no means did very well in my film studies course. I fucking had a C in that class. I would really struggle and I tried really hard. So, you know, I don't want to talk too much about film because I don't think I'm like that great at talking about movies. But I really liked these sort of religious elements as well to the film, and kind of the exploration of like what is sin, what makes a sinner. And I was just really moved by the relationship between like religion, music, the secular, and the sin. And like I don't have a lot to say about all that like in this exact moment, because I'd have to like really sit and try to like, you know, piece together stuff to come up with like what I feel like my perception of the thesis of this film is. But yeah, I mean, those are like themes and motifs that I've like explored a lot in like other medium. And like I also, you know, I play piano, and it was just kind of moving to get, you know, not gonna spoil it, but towards the end of the film, and to see where music ends up by the end of it, I thought was like really powerful and fucking crazy and shit. So yeah, it's a dope movie. So yeah. Easy one.
Easy one.
No arguments here. Yeah. We're getting along great. Any other Sinners comments?
Yeah, I think just as you were talking, one of the
like it's sexier than I thought it would be.
One of the thoughts I had is that one thing I felt this way. I can totally understand if that, you know, is not the common feelings of it, or you know, especially, you know, maybe you really drastically feel something different. I thought it was interesting when I was watching the movie, because even though there's like there's an antagonist in the movie, but I never felt that he was like a villain, in the sense that the protagonists were not heroes. Like there's not, there are definitely like, you know, the movie mostly follows Smoke and Stack, right? These two twins who are effectively bad people. Like they're not good people, but they're the protagonists. And there's the, you know, the evil force that is the antagonist. But I never felt like this was like a hero versus villains story. I thought this was like a bad people versus bad people, but you're just rooting for one group of bad people more than the other kind of thing. And I feel like I don't watch a lot of movies where that's the case. Usually a lot of the media things that I watch fall into very like black and white hero villain camps. And this, I think, deviated from that while still
minus the black and white part, but
minus the black and white part. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's worth it. They're like con men or whatever, you know, they're running a bunch of schemes. They got like chased out of Chicago, essentially, you know, this is revealed at the beginning of the film. Yeah, I also like, a small thing I really enjoyed about this movie too was, I think was kind of like the hustle of those guys, even though they were like shady, because I think I just respect the hustle. The freelancer in me. I liked them building together, like, how do we fucking make this bar in like a night? And I mean, there's so many like cool things about Sinners. I think the community aspects of it, you know, anyway, it's a really cool movie. So
yeah,
you should check it out if you haven't.
Definitely check it out.
Shows?
Yeah.
Showtime. Okay, how many shows do you bring to the table?
I'm bringing
whoo! Guys, I promise I have like 32 albums I had to cull down, so that's where all my time went.
I got 3 shows.
I have 2. What's your third? Oh, you must probably ask my anime I didn't watch. Yeah. What's your number 3?
Shangri-La Frontier is season 2. I had Shangri-La. Yeah, more or less. Yeah, Frontier. Yep. Season 2. I think it might have technically started airing. Like, it was like one of those like.
Oh, I know this.
In the last year, it might have started, but then it didn't finish season 2 until this year, so I can count it.
I mean, is this not just Solo Leveling?
It kind of is. In a way, it is kind of Solo Leveling.
Yeah, because I've heard of this show. I've heard of this show.
It's really fun. It's really good. It's anime. You know, you can watch it on Crunchyroll. High level premise is there's a you know, the gaming industry has like these, you know, worlds you can really get into. You effectively like, you know, put on a Ready Player One it style where like you go in, your move, like you feel like you're just walking around, but it's your character's avatar, blah blah blah. You got classes and levels and bosses and dungeons and things that you can do. And the idea is that there are really good games. I think you call them God games or something like that. And then there are really bad games, like trash games. And the main character is someone who normally plays trash games, and they're really they get really good. Like they're a really good gamer, and they play the trash games because it's like an extra challenge to beat like broken games that are broken against the player, but they overcome it and they're like really good. And he's like, you know what? For everyone's talking about this new God game, let me play this actually supposedly good game. And so he's taking his like skills of having mastered broken systems and things that are totally like you're not supposed to be able to accomplish. He finds ways to beat it and then brings that into a game that like allows you to use your skills to do like incredible things. And the whole thing is like, even then he's going into the game with no armor, no, you know, barely any weapons. And, you know, he's starting from the ground one. He skips the tutorial. He's just like jumping in, and is still incredibly good at this game. And like, it's cool seeing him in a solo leveling kind of way, like come across these challenges, but then using his like video game street smarts to like beat them. It's a fun show. It is very close to solo leveling. If you like that gamer level up kind of thing.
I talked a lot about
a little more grounded
tropes that I do like. I think video game in anime is like probably my least favorite trope. I think
that's totally fair. Yeah, which
I still want to. I do want to go back to solo leveling because I did like a lot about it. But I also was so tired of like it's like oh my god. I think it's just because I know video games that it like I think if you don't know video games that much, maybe it's not as annoying. But like I got
good news for you.
I don't know why it's so like
I think you got through season 1. Yes.
Yeah, and you said it gets better
season
from there because they're just like would I like this one?
Oh, I think if you can learn to like really like the characters. Like if you like the characters, I think you'll like them. I don't think you'll like the gaminess to it. Like I think you'll just be like, "That's not how games work." Like you'll you'll be annoyed at how not realistic the gaming part is. But if you could just get by that and just like the characters, like the adventure, blah blah blah, I think you can like it.
I also want to go on record and apologize for not having watched Furen the year that you watched Furen because that would have been our number one show if I'd watched it. But that was before I had opened my heart to anime, which, to be clear, the opening is not very big. It's teeny tiny, but I've got a couple anime in there. Actually, I mean, have I even really successfully watched another anime besides Furen? Demon Slayer.
You're in the middle of Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer is like...
I had to pull you off of
It's primed. Yeah. Demon Slayer is primed to be the next one. Don't at me about Apothecary Diaries. I got everyone at me about Apothecary Diaries. I'm going to get to Apothecary Diaries when I have the time to get to Apothecary Diaries. Respectfully, though, I appreciate people's recommendations. But also, all of us go through Isaiah, though. You also haven't watched Apothecary Diaries.
I haven't.
So then we'll do that together. That'll be nice. Like I want us to go into an anime together at one point. I don't mind you being my Sherpa. Because you go out there, you find what I want, and then you bring it to me, and then I say, not good enough. And I like that a lot. But I think this will be a fun, different thing for us to do.
Cool.
My number 2 is kind of cheating because it's not done yet. Stranger Things season 2.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Now, before you say these are people that have, okay, you either like, I totally also like Stranger Things season 2,
or
season 5, sorry, or you're like, man, these people have fucking ass taste. And either way, you're kind of right. But yeah, no, Stranger Things, I feel like everyone in my circles or the rumblings I hear on the internet motherfuckers are tired of Stranger Things. They're like, this shit dragged out too long.
They dragged it out.
They did drag it out. And they did drag it out too long. I'm not defending that aspect. But I feel like suddenly, and even like last season, you kind of got a little bit of this, I got a little bit of this vibe of people being like, I'm just over it. I just don't care. It's so derivative. Bitch, I still like Stranger Things. I don't know. And I think their last season was great. This season, at the time of recording, it's only had 4 episodes.
Yeah.
Definitely like a slower, more annoying start. I think the characters are really, I know it's purposeful, but they were like so many of them are just such little shits in this. And I do think this, because it's such a gap, I think it does kind of make the impact of the story not hit as well, of like, you know, the villain obviously still being Vecna. It's like, oh, we didn't defeat Vecna last time. And it's like, yeah, but I feel like I felt so connected to what was going on with Vecna when we were in it. And now that we've had this big gap, it just feels like you're running back old shit. And it's hard not to feel that way. That being said, without spoiling it, when we got to the end of episode 4, I said, you know what? I'm fucking still liking Stranger Things, bitch. Like, I am okay with the arc that's gone on. I get it won't work for some people, but the arc of this has gone from like a group of like little kids using D&D to try to understand what they can't wrap their head around to like older high school kids, and obviously the actors are adults, but like older high school kids now fucking creating a Home Alone level trap for Demogorgons. It's like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm cool with it, to be honest. And I'm still like intrigued by what's to come. I think when it's all said and done, I would be shocked if this season ends up being like, if I rank the seasons, if this is like number 1, I think it'll be like middle of the pack or whatever kind of vibe. But I'm enjoying it. I'm excited for this like thing that I've largely enjoyed to come to a conclusion. And frankly, one season that maybe isn't quite as strong, still a lot better than other shows that have gone on. I think it's always tough to finish a show. And I think Stranger Things is falling into a little bit of those pits. But there are things in season 5 that I've seen already that I really like, and I'm excited for it to come to its conclusion.
Yeah. Yeah, same. I think that even within season 5, episodes 1 and 2, kind of, episode 1, slow, boring. Episode 2 picked up. Episodes 3 and 4 really picked up. Like, I'm really way more invested now. And then at the end of season 4, before the gap, the next release I believe comes on Christmas. It's like I'm waiting. I'm chomping at the bits for how they are tying this season up.
Yeah, like, if I could like watch it early for like money, I think I would. I mean, obviously, maybe I wouldn't on principle because I think that'd be like shitty and weird to do. But if it's like, or if someone like was like, hey, this is a really legit bootleg that I'm just gonna slide across your desk, and it happened to fall into my DVD player, maybe I would watch it. You know, like I feel the same way where I'm like genuinely really curious.
I will say I did think of an mid-show in recording. I think I know what your number 1 is, and I had to go back and edit my list.
Is that your number 1 also?
No.
Okay.
So Stranger Things would be my number 3.
Okay.
And then what my number 2 would be, which I'm guessing is your number 2 or your number 1, Severed season 2.
Severance, but yes.
Severance, sorry.
Close enough. Yes.
Yeah. Severance season 2.
Okay.
Man. What?
Well, you said that's your number 2, right?
You didn't watch my number 1.
Oh, okay. I didn't know they'd be so mean about it.
Yeah.
Severance season 2, season 1, such a high.
Yeah.
So I'm very privileged in that, because what was the gap between releases on seasons? I don't remember.
Ooh, that's a
But I'm privileged
question.
in that I watched season 1 not long before season 2 came out. I don't think you really need us to tell you to watch Severance. The whole world's already told you. But if you need one more person,
25.
Yeah, so that's decent gap, sizable gap. 3 years, yeah, that's not nothing. I got to go from season 1 to season 2 in like such a small little window,
bastard, yo.
And it was
crazy.
awesome.
Oh, I hate it that you didn't have to wait like I did.
And again, obviously we won't get into spoilers, but season 2 I think does largely a great job with like a really difficult task. Okay, without spoiling it, season 1 ends on a lot of like big questions and kind of like, I guess you could, I would say it ends on a cliffhanger. Mm-hmm. So it's like, how are they possibly going to pick this up? How are they going to continue? And I was constantly surprised by the way the show was able to answer those questions in ways that felt like meaningful and cool.
Mhm.
I do think there's a couple like slower moments in season 2, you know, like when we it's Corbell, right? Well, like learning more about Corbell, I think is totally necessary and had levels of intrigue, but it definitely was like a like this is like all this episode is kind of thing. But those things are so worth it. There was the wild highs of season 2 were like live in my head rent free. I think you know, the freaking I forgot the name of the episode, but the like the outdoor retreat episode,
that was
all-time
really
iconic.
Good. Oh man.
What is it's Mark's the name of the main guy, right? Mark S. Mark S as the Rizzler throughout the season. If you know, you know, having, you know, these different like relationships and what that means for like the characters, the psychology, like there's so many. I mean, you want to talk about fucking office politics? That fucking Severance office is popping off. Yeah, and I think I'm kind of throwing a lot of different things out there, but I think Severance season 2 was that the one where we had like that like weird race moment, or was that in season 1?
Weird
of the like
where
that
was season 2.
Yeah, so like we had a lot of cool stuff like that sort of adds like these extra depth to characters, but also like gives us windows into how Lumen is as a corporation, because obviously this is set like, you know, presumably kind of like in like our modern real world in a way, but it is a different world than like, you know, the world that you and I know. And it is kind of having like this weird like dystopian layer and this weird kind of like religious almost undertone. So it's like how exactly does like, it's like we got like some insight into like, oh, racial politics are in Lumen. And it's like, how might that come in? And like there were just some nice like little windows into things like that. Just a lot of moving, exciting things with these characters. I also think this was a season where so many of like, I'll have to say they're side characters because the main character is Mark S. You could maybe make an argument for like Mark and Helly being like duo main characters in a way, but I think it's still basically Mark S.'s story, and Helly just plays a girl. But like so many of the other characters had like these really cool moments to shine. Like I feel like obviously we're not going to spoil it, but we could sit here and like go in depth on like the shit Dylan was going through. Go on depth on I'm blanking on his name, but the old man. And like so many characters had like their moments without needing to be relegated into like this is a them episode. Yeah. And like it was just so compelling. But yeah, what are some of your thoughts on Severance season 2?
Yeah, I think that one of the big, to be honest, I went into season 2 expecting them to fail, right?
Yeah. I think how everyone did.
I went in thinking there's no, like, after the cliffhanger of season 1 and the craziness that happened, like, there's no way you're going to be able to match that and keep it going. Like, you can't just keep going up, you know what I mean? And they don't keep going up. They take moments to kind of like teeter out and go back down, calm down a little bit before raising the stakes again and doing this and doing that. And like, you know, filling in on a lot of backstory to kind of catch you up on this world and world building and stuff. And yeah, so they don't do just like constant raising the bar. But when they do raise the bar, they do raise the bar. And I think that's really cool. And like, they give you answers to questions you had, answers to questions you didn't know you had, answers to questions that answers to questions before they ask the question, even. Like there's...
Right, they give you answers without questions in some things, I think
like,
is what you meant.
You know, there's elements and things that they share and show without like giving the backstory to it. And it's like, all right, well, now I have questions about this thing that I just saw. So I think it's just really good. I think the cast killed it. Like you said, Irv, Milchick, Miss Casey coming through, the whole team.
Miss Casey always serving.
Yeah, always.
She serves face so hard in that show.
Also the memes that came from it, like I
forgot about the memes.
Video cuts and stuff were all just really good. It was a good time. It was a good time to watch. It was a good thing to just be a part of.
I think too, even like for me, like on a higher level, because I mean, I get like your point on Sinners of the like, oh, the brothers aren't exactly like good guys, and they're not, but like I don't know, I still kind of see it as like very like I'm with the black community in that movie. I don't know about you, Isaiah, that's just me, but I see that as like less dynamic versus like I bring that up because to me, Milchick is so much of a like bad guy that you like love, like you can't like your root, like he's not a good. He's like obviously an antagonist. He's working for Lumen, and it's not like there's again I don't really want to spoil anything by even saying what there isn't in this show, but it's not like suddenly he's with the Severed employees. Like that's not his arc, at least not at this point in the show. It's not even like he aids them really. It's just he's still like the Lumen guy, but like I think they give him so much charm. They make him so relatable just as someone who's like trying to fucking work. And it's
charming
like
character in this world.
And he's obviously again Lumen's evil. That's like very clear. There's no debate about that. And yet I'm like, if you guys don't let Mr. Milchick do his job, like there are because he's so fucking likable.
Yeah,
he's so likable. He's so swaggy. His drip for the outdoor retreat was insane.
White fur? Oh my god.
So yeah, like just and and obviously his big standout moment is towards the end. And if you know his what he has up his sleeves is a man of pageantry, right? And performance. But yeah, sorry. I love Milkshake. Okay.
Cool.
A lot of S's here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What's your number one that I won't have?
Another S. Solo Leveling season 2. The
alleged season 2. Man, if I knew season 2 was here, I probably would have tried to worked harder. Here's the thing.
Oh my god.
Here's the thing. Do not yell at me. Okay, y'all. Again, I'm apologizing, fans. We were a little whack with these fucking movies, with these shows, with these other things. Next year, and I'm not going to say we're going to come 20 deep and then cull it down to 5. We're going to be more prepared next year because I feel like the first year we did this, we didn't really know even what it was. And we kind of just said, oh, okay, cool. No problem. This year, we're like, obviously, I'm sure we'll have something. And then it was like, oh, some parts are a little weaker. And don't worry. And everything's going to work out next year because next year, for instance, season 2 comes out. We got a lot going for us before you get triggered over Solo Leveling season 2. So what's up with Solo Leveling season 2?
I think that
they're less annoying about the game stuff. You say
they're so much less annoying about. I gotta upgrade or a class. What is this, like a video game? Like it's established. The skills that he has is established, and it's about him just using these skills now. And like you said, one of the things you like is like beating ass.
Yeah.
Season 2 has way more ass beating.
In the action in season 1, like I liked a lot of what I saw, and I liked the conflicts that got brought up. It just I wanted it to be a hell yes, and it was like a yeah. So that's the thing.
Yeah. So I don't think it'll live up to the highs of Freerun for you because Freerun's freaking amazing.
Are you all right? Can you hear me?
But I think that season 2 has the closest bar to Freerun that I think I can present to you.
Damn, he squeezes someone's head off.
He does a lot.
Yay.
He does.
Okay.
A lot.
Maybe I should go back.
I also need to take this. I need you to finish Demon Slayer.
I know. I'm still trying to find Michael Jackson. Right? I got a lot to go.
And hone in on what it is you like. I'm still learning. I'm still getting to know your anime taste. But from what I've seen, you like Demon Slayer. You like the combat, the action free. You like the ass beating free. You are gonna season 2. And you like the action in season 1. I think season 2 is where they really step it up. And yeah, it's damn good. It's damn good.
Damn, I'm sorry I couldn't join you. But on that note, Severance season 2 is the dove. Also, well, actually, before we solidify that, which would you pick if it was just up to you? Like I didn't exist. You're doing the show by yourself for some reason. I'm in the hospital.
I think I would do Solo Leveling season 2.
Wow, over Severance season 2?
Because Severance season 2 had lulls. See, Solo Leveling season 2 had no
God,
walls. It was all good.
That's because you're just Mr.
But we can do Severance.
Yeah,
I'm happy to do Severance. And then next year, when you come back, you're like, guys,
no,
I was wrong about Severance season 1.
I'll never be wrong about Severance season 2.
I was wrong about Solo Leveling.
Because here's the thing. Some of us on this show have a little bit of emotional and narrative depth, and other people are...
Hey, man, I brought Furman. And
you did bring Fur in.
I told you that if you had watched it, it would be number 1.
Yeah.
Instead, we chose the House Hunters of LA.
Ryan Serhan's show, I think.
It's something like that.
Had a lot of fun watching it. Still think about it. Good show, Ryan Serhan. Okay. Yeah, but no, obviously I'm just giving you shit.
Yeah, I know.
But also, I slightly mean it a little bit. I mean, there definitely were episodes of Severance season 2 where I was like, wow, that was a great piece of art, and you were like, boring, and I was like, on these things, we are simply different.
Yeah. I did, like the whole Cold Front or whatever, the winter episode, it was like episode 3 or something like that. I was like, the Cobell one, I didn't need this.
Oh, the Cobell one I get, but even, well, I'm not gonna bring it up because I also don't want to bring it into specific. But there were things where I'm like, I remember being like, wow, the artistry here, and you were like, I don't know, we just looked at a mountain. I'm like, anyway, doesn't matter because we both like Severance season 2. Mm-hmm. And in your headcanon, we both like Solo Leveling season 2. But we're going to give it to Severance for shows. And now, guys, don't worry. We're done being whack. This is where I fucking cook. And I think you cook quite a bit as well. Albums. Man, I listened to a lot of fucking good albums this year. I don't know what it was like looking when you were looking at your list. I came up with like an initial 9 easy albums that I had to call it down from. And that was without me even like digging a little bit closer into stuff that, some things I didn't listen to as much. So I didn't feel like rating. Like I barely started listening to Coffee by Saba, which I'm enjoying quite a bit. I never ended up digging into the Tame Impala new album enough. The Wale album I haven't really heard very much like yet. So definitely there's ground left to cover for me in 2025 when it comes to music. And there's the albums I've pinned. I have other ones I want to get to too, but I assume you have a full 5 for this.
I do.
Okay.
I don't like my full 5.
Really?
I'm not happy with my full 5, I have full 5.
Maybe there'll be some in-moment editing. I don't know. Because I wish I had more than 5 that I could fit. Which also I should shout out another album. I'll have to check the release date. I'll do my shout outs at the end though when we're like done of things that didn't make it. Man, I am so torn on my number 5 because I really love my number 6. And I
do you want to give an honorable mention?
I'll do the honorable mentions at the end because I feel also because maybe you have ones that are not on mine that that was on my honorable mention. So this one I'm kind of going back and forth on, but I'm gonna go with it. So I do really love it. I did listen to it a lot. It did bring me a lot of joy. I do think it's a good album. I'm going with "Am I the Drama" by Cardi B. For my number 5.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? I would make that my number 5 instead of what I have.
I have a feeling, and this is no shade because I actually love when people agree with me. Why would I care about that? I have a feeling you're going to be stealing a lot of things from my list because I feel like the fact that you came in and said like I'm not too into my 5, and I feel like I have 5 that like you were into all of them.
I am into my my 1, 2, 3 solid.
Yes.
4 was kind of iffy, and 5 I just had to choose
the fact that there's some weakness. I think I have to have something in here that you like because we like a lot of the same music. Now, this album is not as good as Invasion of Privacy. It is a long album. It's a little bloated, and I think in that bloat comes a bit of a weaker record.
What was your number 6?
Yeah, but overall, Cardi B showed up, and she was fucking spitting. Like I think she has like some great verses in here. I think there's also the album is not as like thematically cohesive as Invasion of Privacy is, but there are clear motifs in this of re-entering that baddie era. There's the element of like beefs with people, both named and unnamed. And there's also a bit of, her talking about the fallout from her previous relationships in, like God, what is it called? Like Better Man or something. I'm trying to scroll through the album track list. Man of Your Word. Like there's elements of that. Even like when she's talking about what she wants and doesn't want, there's kind of safe, kind of has those implications. I think there's some great features on this album. I actually really like Selena Gomez's feature on Pick It Up. I'm like, is that Selena? Like there's no shade to Selena, but I don't know her music very well. I thought she did great on that. And again, there aren't hits as high as what we got with, freaking Invasion of Privacy, but we do have some Bodega Baddie, instant banger.
The Bodega Baddie.
Like, super catchy, super great. I even like songs that I think are a little controversial to some people. Some people might say, that track was trash. What are you talking about? I like What's Going On featuring Lizzo. Like that weird feature from that, the hey, what's going on? I forgot the name of the band that does that song, sorry. Like, I fuck with that, Pretty and Petty, I think is a really incredible diss song, the one that she has to Bia. And then it being followed up by Better Than You, such a nice like swaggerific, chill, like good time. And then other bangers, Principal featuring Janet Jackson. I think that's such a I really like tracks like that have a joyous celebratory tone. One of my favorite songs when I was a kid, here's something I never mentioned to you just because it just never came up. I had my PSP and I had 5 songs on there at one time because it didn't hold a lot of music. And one of those songs was We Major, which was Kanye West featuring, I think, Nas. Obviously, don't listen to Kanye anymore, but at the time, he wasn't a Nazi, so he was just a good rapper. Simpler days. And Kanye wasn't a Nazi, and I had a PSP. It was a great time to be alive. I still have my PSP, though, also. But a thing I really like about that song is how celebratory it was. And I would listen to it over and over again. So I really like that in hip-hop tracks. And, you get that in here. And then, again, it's not quite at the highs, but, Up's a good single, WAP's a good single. Like, it's not, Bodak Yellow. But, like, few things are. So this made my number 5. It was really right up there with another album that, again, I'll name at the end because it might be on your list or whatever. But, yeah. And we had this on repeat a lot in the house. Every time I went to put this on, you were like, fuck yeah, we're listening to this album. And I feel like that's the exact reaction to have to this. It's never a bad time. And even though it's not as strong as Invasion of Privacy, I can very easily do this album front to back. And I don't really feel the need to skip. Even though some tracks are obviously better than others. But I don't feel like there's a lot of skips on the album either.
Yeah. No, I'd agree with that. Yeah, no, it's a fun album. I love the marketing around it when it came out.
The marketing was so good.
Cardi's so funny, like just what she was doing. Yeah, no, I think that's totally a great pick. Great pick. That was your number 5, and then I Stole It isn't my number 5.
Okay, yeah, great.
Number 4, I'll jump into it then. I'll go Swag 2. Justin
that
Bieber.
Was my number 5 at first. It was like that's what it was tied with. I fucking love that album.
Yeah,
Speak on it.
In thinking about it, between that and Cardi B, it's like I really could go back and forth on which one. Like I think Justin's Swag is gonna have Swag 2 is kind of like a back-to-back double disc kind of situation. I think that might have more of my personal play longevity.
I kind of agree with that, even for myself, yeah.
But like, as far as like when people are talking about music from this year, I could see the singles from Cardi B coming out on top. You know what I mean? But yeah, no. The Yukon, we say all the time. We were singing it all the time. Speed Racer, song. We're singing it all the time. Like, there's so many just good songs on Swag 2 that I feel like it's a staple for me now. And I like Justin Bieber before. I appreciated his music and what he did before, but it wasn't until this album came out that I'm like, oh, like he knows ball. Like there's some songs on here that like really hit his strengths while being new and fresh for what I know of him.
Yeah, this is actually my first Justin Bieber album.
Okay.
Like I've obviously heard his music.
I definitely know more from features and like singles than listening to his album. So I agree with you.
Obviously, if you exist on Earth, you've heard Justin Bieber because he's Justin Bieber. But I'm by no means a believer. I have friends that like have been riding with Justin since day one. Since he was like 12 or whatever. That wasn't me, but yeah. Yukon's also probably my favorite song on the record. Swag 2 kind of introduces a disc 1 to swag 1 being the disc 2. Like when you put on swag 2, disc 1 is new stuff and disc 2 is what swag 1 was for people that aren't familiar. So I'm still getting to know that. I'm still getting to know the first like bit of swag 2 for that reason. But yeah, this is another one that I front to back. It's very in a non like, not to compare it to the genre of easy listening, but this album is easy listening to me. It's just like, it just goes on. It's effortless. It's so great.
Yeah.
I think like there's also some like nice little like love songs on the album as well. And honestly, like I even like stuff that doesn't even really work. Like we've had many conversations in this house about Sexy Red as an artist, and we both agree that she's not a good rapper. I find her a little more fun than you do, which that's fair and fine, right? I don't think she like does a good job on Sweet Spot, and yet it really works still. Like I think she like, obviously her whole thing is that she's very crass. She's a bit too much on Sweet Spot for me, but also I kind of like her there. It's like stuff like that works in a way that I wasn't expecting. I wish I knew I know the album really well, but I don't know the song names as well as I think I do with Cardi B's album. But yeah, like this was right up there because I kind of have listened to them almost the same amount. So I was like, oh.
So was this your number 6 then?
Yeah, this was my number 6. Where it's like, like. And then I'm thinking album to album, like, is Justin's album better? It might be better. Yeah. If I'm being honest. But I wasn't fully convinced. So I'm like, I'm going to go with that in my the drama. But Swag 2, like, when this is done, I'll probably listen to Swag 2. Like, I love Swag 2. Yeah. All right.
So what was your number 4 then?
My number 4. This one is tough for me because I haven't heard this album as much as I was supposed to. I wanted to go back and study it more, but I didn't have time. Like God Sorted Map of the Clips.
Yeah. That's my number 3, so we can still talk about it.
Say your number 4, and then we'll.
Swag 2 is number 4.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. Do you want to introduce the clips one while I just jot these down?
Yeah. So Let God Sort 'Em Out. Hip hop album clips. Pusha T in them.
Damn, no respect for Malice.
Malice.
I too think of Malice's name much after Pusha T.
I mean, hey, I'm sorry. But comes in. It's like it is a like obviously like rap album, right? Hip hop. But it's like it's one of those like kind of poetic rap albums in a lot of ways, where like a lot of the tracks are like very emotional. I think it opens with
The Birds Don't Sing. Yeah,
The Birds Don't Sing.
In my opinion. The best song from this year, I think, is The Birds Don't Sing. Obviously, I'm not listening to every, you know what I mean, of what I've heard and what I know.
I mean, it's got to be up there.
Just in terms of like the artistry, and it's not even just like, because this is just some sticking point for me. I hate when people are like, it's really good, and like the reality is it's just a sad story, and it's like doesn't mean it's fucking good. It just means it was sad. Like this is sad and good. Yeah. Like it is both moving content and well said.
Yeah. We got a Kendrick feature in there. We got some Tyler in there. We got a little bit of everything on this album.
I forgot Kendrick was in. Where's Kendrick at in here?
He's
second. Yeah, Chains and Whips. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Like I don't know.
Should this be higher on my list? I'm gonna leave it where it is. But
I don't have obviously like the music history to talk about like reasons why everything in this album works, but just from an audible like listener standpoint is just a great album to listen to. In the same sense that like you could throw on whenever we put on a Cardi B, it's a front to back listen. Oh, you could throw Swag 2 is an easy listen album. For me, Let God Sort 'Em Out is a front to back album. I just put it on play and I
think this is easily a better album than those 2 albums. And it's not even because the other albums are bad. It's just that this is like so much above. This is one that I did listen to a good amount, but I still feel like hasn't been enough for like what it is. And it's not a long album either, 41 minutes. So it's like I really should start memorizing this son of a bitch. I don't know why I haven't yet. But I remember this came out while I was traveling and I was like listening to this on the plane like over and over again during my trip. Worth pointing out too, because we talked about The Birds Don't Sing a little bit. It is a song about because they're brothers, their parents dying, specifically their dad passing away, who passed away not long after their mother died, which I only know from the songs. Like I don't follow these people's lives. It features John Legend, amazing vocalist, and he does great on this track. It's a really good, just narrative, like the flow is very like direct. It's not, there's nothing really like extravagant happening in terms of like the pacing of the flow or anything. So it's like very like, if you don't listen to rap, I'm not saying you're gonna like this song because you just might not if you don't like rap, but I think it could be worth look at it, have the lyrics pulled up, read along, and I think you'd be like, wow, that's quite moving. Like even if you don't end up loving it, because it really just goes over finding out their dad is dead and what that means. And I think like there's a lot of like really beautiful things that get brought up of the like I don't have the lyrics in front of me, but like the mentioning like the, I love my 2 sons was the code to your phone, now you're home. It's like or the like, the way you miss mama, I guess I should have known chivalry is dead, you don't let her go alone. It's like that's so crazy. And then it's like found you in the kitchen. And it's like you like when I hear that song, like I'm getting emotional just talking about it. And my parents aren't even dead. Like I'm just like like I don't even know loss like that, if I'm being real. But I think like it's such a good job at like painting the picture. Like you're really there with him. Like I see their kitchen, even though I don't know their kitchen. I like am there in that place. And then you pair that with like John Legend's incredible vocals and how churchy it is, like positively. Like it has a very gospel element to it. It really does. Like I love it's called The Birds Don't Sing. Because when I hear this song, I picture them opening a cage of doves, like at a theater. Like it is real. Crazy, and that's the first track on the album. And then they're like, "We're still selling cocaine." Like anyway, because that's if you don't know the clips, a big thing is that they talk about selling cocaine a lot. But yeah, POV great. Tyler loves the Tyler feature as well. Big Tyler fan. But yeah, that was when he worked really hard in that verse too. He talked about like, I got asked to do this. I was so honored. And I was like, fuck, I'm not going to be able to do it because I can't. I'm writing it and it's not coming out good enough. So it does feel like bitches were on their fucking A game. And again, I don't have a lot to directly pull from this album because I don't know it as well as I want to. But I constantly am, maybe it's because you know me, Isaiah, I'm obsessed with my credit score. I'm always looking at my fucking credit score. So your credit score gotta be FICO. I'm talking Ep.50 or bust. I'm like, fuck, that's a perfect credit score. Like, it's a good fucking album. So yeah. And you said that was your number 3,
That was
right?
my number 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now my number 3 is gonna look fucking stupid. Even though I knew this when I made the list because I made it.
I'm so curious.
Oh my God, I don't even remember anymore. Fuck. Okay. I mean, you're going to respect this because it's one of those, I can tell you it's bad because I don't like it. God, this hurts next to Clips. It does. West End Girl by Lily Allen. A late entry into things. So I don't think there's a chance you like this album. I don't think you like Lily Allen. Like her. I don't think you like singers like that. I literally
only know her from the T-Pain song.
What T-Pain song?
It's 5 o'clock in the morning. It's like she was a feature on
I have to look that
one
up.
Track. I had to look it up. Okay. I was like, do I know Lily Allen? And when I looked through her song, I was like, oh, T-Pain feature.
All right,
Lily
well,
Allen.
I'll be fairly brief with this because it was not going to be a back and forth in the way that other albums have been. West End Girl, this just dropped too, so for it to be in my list is kind of crazy, but I think this album's awesome. Great use of being an album, and by that I mean I don't think you need this to be a great album, but I really appreciate when an album feels like a concept, an idea, an executable. Could be narratively, could be sonically. There's many ways to like thread an album, Justin attempts to do that in Swag 2 with his interstitials of his interview with Drewski and things like that. So, this is all about Lily Allen's divorce/breakup with David Harbour of Stranger Things. Big year for David Harbour in these conversations. And it talks about them having like just a flaw in the relationship. They had at one point an open marriage, but it was kind of like she kind of had this is from her perspective, right? Her hand was sort of forced, and then it's like they had these rules, but like he didn't really like follow them. So this is like such a narrative album where it really takes you from the start of like the fallout of their relationship, and it shows you some of the cracks in the foundation. Things like her bringing up like, oh, I got this role in a play. And you said I'd have to audition, and I was like, "Oh, damn, you're kind of hating on me having this come up." And then I'm, whatever. And it like goes through the dramas of like the late night phone calls and the arguments, and then it's like the suspicion of like you know, I know you said you could sleep with people, but I feel like you have this relationship with somebody else that is like emotional in a way that we didn't agree to. And then naming that person, it's a pseudo name. But like, and then talking about her relapsing into drugs perhaps, and then talking about finding like his pussy palace. This is name a song on the album's called Pussy Palace, and being like, oh yeah, this apartment, I thought it was your dojo because I guess he's really into karate, but it's like, no, you were just fucking bitches here. I found like all the fucking condoms and she like literally, and she's like very direct in the album. This is not an album where it's like implied. She's like, I found like butt plugs in your nightstand. Like there's like crazy shit in here. So if you like tea, this is like an album for you.
Crazy.
Like I feel like this is a TikTok storytime album. But all of that, but I will say that's not why I love the album. It's not just that it's tea and drama. It's really well done. It really feels like, I'm not really into theater, so it's weird for me to make this comparison, but it feels like when I hear this, I feel like I'm watching a theatrical play. Like the story, you know, we talk about the storytelling on the Clips album. This is full of storytelling, and it also has a lot of different sonic flavoring. I don't think you would like the album. You could try it, you might. But unlike an album that you also don't like, that I love, Brat. Well, Charlie does have dynamic sound, I think, in Brat. It is a lot of the same kind of vibe, you know? It's like club vibe. There's other stuff. I don't want to discount what she does. But it is kind of sonically similar. Lily Allen's like sleepwalking, and kind of has like this dream, you know, like, and it fits the vibe, right? It's like, you know, you just keep talking. So just, I don't want to try singing because I'm so horrible at singing. My voice is so hoarse right now. But it has like this dreamy, like, you know, you don't love me, you won't leave me. It's like there could be something there that you could like. Well, I could see you just don't like the sound of Charlie's stuff, which is like totally fine, you know. But yeah, and she like, I like it because, like a lot of my other favorite concept albums, there's just a lot of different like tonality in it. It's not just like all ballads or all like cheeky songs. And there's like a good amount of like humor in here and like vulnerability and like all this other stuff. So yeah, definitely would be interested in your take, because we've discussed this maybe on content, definitely off content. You're not a big like lyrics person. Like the sound hits you more than the lyrics. So I also wonder, I think sound wise this album's great, but I do wonder if you're like, if you heard this album without me telling you, would you be like, David Harbour's got a pussy palace?
Honestly, probably.
Like I mean, you probably would. I think the phrase pussy palace probably would be like, oh shit, like wait.
I definitely want to listen to the album now that I have context of what it's about and everything like that.
It's weird because you've heard the album a lot. Like it's been played in the house next to you, but I don't think you like.
I mean, maybe I
wonder like how that will, because it's like I don't have my headphones on listening to Lily Allen's like album in secret or something. But anyway, that's my 3.
What's your 2?
Oh yeah, my 2.
Lead us into.
Yeah, my 2 is Hurry Up Tomorrow by The Weeknd.
Oh, okay.
This one was also tough for the placement for me because it's been a while since I really dug into the album. I definitely think, again, we're going into our 3rd year after this of Gang of the Year. I think I'm so good with music, I don't even have to try. That's fine. But I'm going to do like let me get my definitive, because I feel a little unconfident into my ordering. But I rank this so high because I fucking love The Weeknd. The Weeknd, I think, is just brings me into a lot of dark places, but I also have a lot of fun when I'm there. And I don't have like, I wish I had I think more flowery language for the other albums. I think the degree to which I'm struggling to talk about it kind of almost questions the ranking. But frankly, a thing that put this up on my list was, I know my run times on how much I've listened to albums, and this was one that I like hit up a lot. I think I also like, again, going back to like the conceptual part, this does have like storytelling, but it is more, it's a little less like heady than his other records in a way. I don't know. Like Dawn FM was like so afterlifey. This isn't as afterlifey as that. But it still kind of has like, you know, his like stuff that he went through in LA with like losing his voice and having all this stuff. Like there's some cool threads in there, as well as it just being like sonically really good. And I'm just a big fan of Timeless. And Sao Paulo, I think, got a lot of plays for me as well.
Timeless is really good.
Yeah. And then I think, I'm trying to remember I'm trying to think if I'm remembering Cry For Me correctly, but Yeah. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I can feel it. Yeah. I can't believe it. Yeah, it's just weekend good.
Yeah.
Wish I had more to say, but right now. You Give Me Mercy also. This is, yeah.
I would have to listen to it. I didn't listen
Yeah.
to the album much. I pretty much only listened to like I think what you played.
Yeah.
I'm not a big Weeknd fan. Like
I'm like a newer Big Weekend fan where like
Okay.
the last couple albums I'm like, wait, all these albums are fucking amazing. And then like, and I was that's just true because when we watched his like concert on TV, you were like, whatever.
I don't care.
And I was like, he's so good. Yeah. So
cool. Okay. I don't have anything unfortunately to add to
yeah, I mean, I wish I brushed up on it a little bit better.
I'm
but
surprised it's your number 2. I thought we were gonna have the same.
I think with the re-listen clips, the clips could be higher, but other than that, I feel pretty generally good about my ranking.
Okay. So my number 2, Starline, Chance the Rapper.
Yeah, that was an honorable mention for me.
Oh really?
Yeah, I really liked it, but
it's
it's
so good. It's so good. Classic.
Surprise,
Chance.
The Boy Who Lived.
Yeah, it opens so.
And we're going to Chicago this year again, so you know, or this coming year.
And we talk about how like the Clips opened their album with the Birds Who Sing, like the Birds Don't Sing, and it's like I thought that was gonna be, you know, like the best album opener of the year, and then Chance comes through, and it's like
Love Letter.
There's
She said, "Hey, class is a right letter."
Every track on this song
Umbrella
is really good. Put that gun in your. And there's like little bops in there. It's not all just like Chance screaming or yelling or anything. Like there's some like slower songs and some faster movement songs that you could dance to. Yeah, again, I'm not.
Maybe
like
it is better than. Well, actually, I don't have Swag 2 on here, so I don't feel that bad.
I think it's better than Cardi B for sure. I personally.
That could definitely be true.
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying that's not true. It's just that like I really needed to like again, next time I'm gonna pick almost like games. I'm gonna pick like almost like I'm just gonna spend a week
listen
just to really hone it in. But yeah. Okay, so
yeah, so
even though it's not on my 5, I'll speak to Starline. Starline has been creeping up in my ranking because when I first heard it, I was like, cool. No, that's good. Coloring Book. Now I'm also like, shit, is it better than Coloring Book?
It's better. I think it's his best album.
Sorry.
I think it's Chance's best album.
I actually think that as I've been going more into it, I think there's a chance it's better than Coloring Book, but I'm not ready to say that yet. I love a lot of this album as well. I think we get a lot of different versions of Chance here, and I think they're all good. You know, he's back on his like. He has a very classic, memeable flow. But it works and it has a swag to it, and I think he does it well on this album. With Starside, and he has like a sing-song thing that he does a bit. There's also some really cool like conscious rap elements in this. Not to just distill stuff between like you're either talking about cocaine or you're talking about society, but like you know, but like the Negro problem is like such like a which again I'm not actually. I'd have to relook to give a true like analysis of the Negro problem, but there's a lot of cool like racial social politics going on in like the Negro problem combined with I forget if the track before that leads into it or if this is like leading out, but when it has that little like interstitial part where he's like, oh man, like it's like two people talking and he's like, it's like, nah, you're black. Nah, I'm not. What do you mean I'm black? Like, and it's like, it's kind of talking about like that self-hatred thing and then going into like this track. I'm sure like if I rethought about it no more, Old Man has like elements of that too. I love the features on here as being like a very Chicago album, like Jamila Woods. Shouts to Jamila, who I like know of from the poetry scene. Beach of Chicago, the Chicago Kidder is on here from the Negro Problem as well. My favorite track on the album is still Drapetomania. I think it's so fucking swaggy. It's so dope. We've talked about this off content, but I'm a big fan of hip hop tracks that have a feeling of being in a cipher. You know, people gathering around, spitting, one-upping each other, but also having fun with it, really playing with the, you know, again, it sounds cheesy, but the poetry of rap. It's like having, you know, riffing. Drapetomania has that. It also has like what to me, bias noted, you know, child of an immigrant. I've been fucking hating ICE. That fucking anti-ICE line is so good with the like, I'm trying to think of exactly what it is. It's like I got a new chain. This is Roy G. I mean, that's a separate one, but he's like, I have a new chain that says "fuck ICE." Like, it's so good, and it's like I forget what the name of that dance move is where you go like this. It's like that's what I see happening, where your arms kind of go boom, like in the set, like Like hell yeah. And then your like leg does that like turn thing. I don't know the name for that move, but it's like that's what I do in my head with like boop. It's so good.
It is really good.
And that's just us halfway through the album. So again, I think with more like I'm not disagreeing. I'm almost not even disagreeing with you because I think with more listens, this could have shook up my list as well because it's been. I know you were already there, but it's been growing on me over time. So, what is your number one? I'm guessing ours is the same.
Maybe. My
unless
number
you
one,
messed up.
Bad Bunny.
Yep.
DTMF. Just man, talk about an album that like took over for me and like made like I don't speak Spanish, right? This album's in Spanish. It's still my number one album. Like I don't know what this man is saying, but just sonically, musically, instrumentally, vocally, like what is happening in this album is just truly good. Like it's so good. I pushed to have some of these songs in our wedding, like in our wedding playlist, because I thought that just sounds. Again, I don't know what he's saying. I don't know what he's saying. I can't emphasize that enough.
I told you some of what he's saying.
Yeah, but really, I don't know that. You don't. You can be lying to me. I can't fact check anything that this man is saying.
Yes.
I still sonically think this is like just the best album. This album is just from start to finish. You can put it on. It'll take you on a journey. Just musically, like, and the thing is, even without knowing Spanish, I can get a sense of what's going on in the tracks. I can get an idea of what this song is about, and I think that that's beautiful and incredible and talented and amazing and like just skillful to a degree that I don't see anywhere else. You know what I mean? I can't pick up you give me a Spanish book to read, I'm not gonna know what's going on there. You know what I mean? Like you give me, I guess. Technically a movie, like a foreign film without subtitles, you can still kind of get a gist of what it is from context clues of like the video aspect of it. But like, man, I don't have enough nice things to just say about this album. Yeah,
this was an easy one for me. This was one of those ones when I was looking at making this list, because again, I listen to so much music, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be easy to make. I got 5 albums easy from this year, and I had like way more than that. When I saw this album was from this year, I was like, well, that's obviously gonna win. Because it came out early, January 5th.
Yeah.
So, and actually I had a couple like early ones. I can't remember when, I think, was it the weekend they came out early? How about other early, like January, February ones? Because I could have sworn this was the last year album. So I was like, oh shit. Oh, well, obviously it's this one, you know? Yeah, and I knew this would be your number one. Run through, if you can pull them up while I'm talking. I would love for you to share some of those stats that you have from your Apple Music from this year, because you are the number one Bad Bunny fan in this house, which is crazy because I do speak a little bit of Spanish and know a little bit of Spanish. This is a fantastic album. I think, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a modern Bad Bunny fan. I didn't listen to his older albums. I came in at, like a lot of people, with I'm blanking on it, the fucking summer one with the heart. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'll pull it up, the name, it's eluding me for some reason right now. I came in with that. Then he had his like
Un Verano Sin Ti.
Yeah, Un Verano Sin Ti. And then what's the cowboy one that he just came out? It's if you scroll underneath. Nadie sabe lo que va a pasar, probably, right?
Pasa mañana.
Yeah, no one will know what will happen tomorrow. I didn't listen. I want to go back and re-listen to that because I didn't actually hear it that much. And that was more of like going into like his roots of like who he kind of really is as a musician or whatever. In a way, like it was kind of like because Un Verano Sin Ti was such a break, almost pop breakout hit that like there was kind of like that, oh, let me go back to what I did before. Debí tirar más fotos feels like an interesting like place of like artistic comfort for him, like to me, where it's like I feel like he's not as caught up in what kind of sound he's creating and is just down to like explore shit. And this pulling in so much like from other genres and like sort of I don't want to say traditional dance. Again, I know music, but I'm not a fucking like high level music expert in terms of like salsa versus merengue versus whatever. Like, so you have to forgive me on that elements of not being able to be more specifically to it. But this album has a lot of that. It's so fun and like moving and just constantly on repeat. But yeah, I mean my favorite track is probably Baile Inolvidable is probably like my favorite, but I mean, we like literally ended our wedding to the to
It is the title track,
DTMF, yeah.
DTMF, yeah.
Which is, I wish I took more photos is what or I should have took more photos. I'd have to look up the verb de beer. Don't at me about the verb de beer. It's close enough. You get what the fuck I'm saying. Yeah, and there's just, also shouts to some of the music videos from this album, because remember the one with the frog going to the club?
God, that frog was so
the frog
good.
at the club. Yeah, it's just a good fucking album. So
yeah, it I racked up. Bad Bunny is my most listened to artist of 2025.
And it was really just off this album. I mean, you hear his other stuff. But.
Yeah, this and then the Heart album. Kendrick second with Bad Bunny's 1700 62 minutes, Kendrick 1500 66 minutes. So not a huge gap between the two. But that I think just goes to show how much I would put this album on. It was my shower song. It's my work song. It's a functional song, and it's just like musically great. Yeah. It's good.
There's a reason he's gonna be at the motherfucking Super
There's
Bowl,
a reason
bitches.
he's gonna be heading up the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so which thank God he's even showing up for that, because he has not been performing in the United States. Which honestly I get you. So I don't know, but maybe we might have to take a trip over to Puerto Rico. See your man, Bad Bunny. I'm down. Why not? I've never been. So yeah. Well, another lack of argument.
Yeah.
For this category.
Easy one.
Boom. Shout out to Bad Bunny.
Hell yeah.
Next up, we have experiences, which I feel like food should be before experiences, but let's just keep it the order that we have. All right, experiences. What do you got? With these, we can just list out. We don't need to have an order. I guess to remind people of the vibes. Last year, we nominated things like us getting engaged, the MLS Cup Championship win, the Galaxy versus Chivas penalties win. Liked reading that this morning, reminding myself that happened. Our Chicago trip, our Atlanta trip, our New York City day trip, and our train trip. Lots of trips last year.
Excuse me. Yeah.
So
no, it was awesome.
We can go back and forth, throw some stuff out there.
Sure. Can we get the big one out of the way? Getting married.
Yeah, that was my first one too. So romantic.
Considering last year, one of the winner was just getting engaged. Actually, the winner was not getting engaged.
No, yeah, because we knew that the wedding was coming anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, us getting married. I did have mine in somewhat of an order, so I'll just go
sure
top down. The Universal Disneyland California Adventure combo that we did after the wedding.
I had that one too.
That was really fun. Friends and family were in town for the wedding, and then immediately after, we were able to kind of like go out, hang, do the amusement parks around here. It was a great time. It was fun.
Nice.
Do you want to give one of yours?
Yeah, I put our Minnesota trip. We did that for the Minimax meetup. It was fun.
Yeah.
Good time. Got to see my a lot of the same people that were at the wedding and at the Disney Universal trip. With respect to Kelsey, who didn't make it to the Disney one, and is like, I was at the Universal one though. I was like, yeah. I'm like, I know, but the Disney one was better. Like Disney was so good. Yeah, so a lot of same people, good group of people. Yeah, and it was fun just to, your first time in Minnesota, so that was fun. Sort of showing you around to the degree that I could. We got to see the Loons game.
Cool. The Loons game was cool.
Which was nice, even though they lost. But still cool to check out new stadium and want to see all the MLS stadiums. Like that. Then I had Goldchella.
Nice. I had that on my list.
Which I guess that was this year, because I was like, what's that?
It was like February.
Yeah, what a great way to start the year. California privilege of being next to freaking Coachella Valley, which is like super hot, like desert level heat, but feels so good in like a time like February where it is like typically a little cooler. And just watching a fuck ton of soccer teams, it is like, just if you I know that with the schedule changes coming up, they might not have it in Coachella again, and so we'll see what takes its place. But as it stands, like if you like soccer, like enough to be like, in my ideal world I'd go to some games. Bang for your buck, cool time. Like it's like you could just, and obviously they're not real games, right? They're kind of like scrimmage, like preseason games. But you get to see so many different teams play. I mean, that's where we saw like San Diego play for the first time, the new expansion team for the league, and they went on to have a fucking killer year. And we were like there on the ground floor witnessing history start to form of like, holy shit, this team actually looks really fucking good.
Really good.
We got to see old friends and foes. Shots to the Chicago Fire. I got to see them in there. And they have the women's league is there as well on some of the days. So getting to it's a good way to sort of rapid fire get to know that league if you're coming from MLS or if you're, coming coming from the women's league. Check out MLS either way. Bunch of like sometimes 2 games happening at once. You also like it's much easier, or it's like a good opportunity to potentially get autographs from players as well.
Yeah.
There's like some cool little stores there. There's like, I mean, I don't remember if we ended up
food trucks.
Did we not do an episode on Coachella on the show? I don't think we did, which is crazy because we probably should have. Maybe we did, and I don't know.
I feel like we did.
I have to keep better track of like an easy way to look over, but so I fucking hope we talked about it because it was awesome. We must have, I feel like, but it's so cool. So shout out to that. And then my only other one that I had was GDC as Gangcast. This year we went. I've gone to GDC before on behalf of MinMax, but this year we applied as the Gangcast and got to go. We got credentialed, which like
that was awesome.
That's so cool. Like
shout out for 2026.
Yeah, I mean, really the outside the money for like the hotel and all that. We haven't talked about if we want to invest that money in that, but I mean, I'd imagine we could get credentialed again. And I love GDC. I feel like it's really cool, and that was just a nice. Like, I probably wouldn't put that up every year, but I think it's a good one for this year because it was our first time getting credentialed. And actually, it's the first time we've even applied for a credential as, like, the Gangcast and not just, like, me, Jan Garcia, or, like, Jan Garcia plus you, or, like, you know, or me through my other jobs. So, I think that's, like, really cool. So, and I know what you're thinking. Didn't realize the show is that popular. I don't really think it necessarily is, but, you know, like, shoot your shot.
Big enough name attached to it.
Yeah, like, I mean, I think it just kind of goes to show that, like, it's crazy. I'm so many years into my career at this point. I've been doing this since like 2015 to varying degrees of clout and full-timeness or whatever. But even like I got like reminded, like, you can do shit. You know what I mean? Where it's like, I'm like, oh, I don't know if us as Gangcast, like, they're gonna be like, who let these guys in here? But they're like, we got to do that. And I thought that was really, really cool. And it was fun, like, covering an event as like the two of us. So yeah, those are mine. Any other ones you want to throw in the pile?
Just one more. LA loves the sequel. LA Dodgers World Series.
I consider putting that in there.
Coming back to back for the win. And just following those games. Oh my gosh, it was such incredible moments in like every single game.
The game was so good I was watching it. That's how good it was. That's how good it got. I said, hold on, let me put down Donkey Kong Bonanza, this game I hate, and watch this game. But yeah, I mean, I also think I can hear my cat in the other room, and I'm like, oh, what man is bringing to this house? I think that game was also like a good example because a lot of, you know, like a lot of sports casuals, myself included, you'll turn your head for like the Super Bowl, the World Series, stuff like that. It was a good example of like, see, baseball isn't boring. It's like, it's like, I think it can really feel, because I'm also like, I spent some time on the baseball's kind of boring side of the field. And in some ways I still am there. Like, I think it's not my favorite sport, but since I was a kid, they've made some changes to baseball to make it a little less dragging out. And you just saw some really great moments in that game. So I think that was like, I love that a lot of people watch that as like one of their few games, and I love that being one of my few games because it was like one that was like actually really exciting and good to watch. I'll also throw on, this isn't gonna win, but just an aside, shout out to Kelsey. I don't think you're listening to this, but if you are, when we beat your team at the during SGF, it was a regular ass game. It was like a sub series or some shit. The fucking yeah.
Well, spoiler alert for next year. I want to try to go to at least a handful of Dodger games. Now we might be high up in the nosebleeds. We might be in some. As long as we're not baking in the sun again, I'm gonna try to get some tickets every once in a while.
I cannot overemphasize. Do not get those fucking sun tickets of the Dodger Stadium. You will fucking fry.
It's crazy.
Run cold. I'm cold as we're recording this because I put the AC on so that we wouldn't overheat while doing the show. I have never felt hotter than Father's Day 2023 in the sun.
Bacon.
We didn't get the free hats, by the way. We came too late. The free hats were taken. Yeah. And I was cooking. I was ripping my clothes off on that fucking stadium. I was so miserably hot. I mean, sometimes I zone out in the game because I'm just like zoning out watching baseball. I couldn't tell you my name by the end of that game. I was so fucking hot. All right. Are those our contenders?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think getting married is
easy it's gonna
if
be getting
we can do
married.
what we did last year where it's like that and then like an honorable mention kind of pick.
Well, also, I think, yeah. So let's do that. For the getting married, though, I do want to talk briefly about it a little bit.
Yeah.
Even though we have an episode talking about us getting married. It's the same episode where we talk about Silk Song. Great episode. Love Silk Song.
Yeah,
loved getting married. It's been a great time. Yeah, it was like not only. I mean, I think this would have won regardless because I'm not gonna lie. A husband and wife doing the optics alone,
yeah.
I feel like are vile. I'll just go on record and say that we kind of have to put it there. Red flag if you don't at that point. But I will say, like, genuinely, and I think we're pretty honest on the show. Obviously, we'd be respectful, but I think we would be honest if the wedding had like hiccups and was a little rough. I think we would be open about that.
Yeah.
Genuinely,
nothing went wrong.
Pretty much, I don't think it could have gone better. I think the only things that were like bad or wrong with our wedding is that we had some instant cameras we bought, and 2 of them went missing or broke. But we kind of knew that was a risk, so it's really not that deep. And then part of me does wish that I did an outfit change at one point for dancing because it is hard to dance in that dress, and it was harder than I thought it would be. But that's honestly barely a regret because I don't have the money for that. I didn't have the money for what I did. But yeah, that's like literally all I can even think of. It was great. I mean, it turns out when you plan something to the things that you like in your taste, the day is good.
Yeah.
Which is fucking common sense. But like, I was like, I don't know how you felt about it. I'm sure we already actually talked about this on this show. But like, I was kind of surprised by how good it was, just because you do hear those horror stories of like, it's great, but it goes by so fast that it doesn't even fucking matter that it was great. Yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. So like, it's great, but people are going to be fucking grabbing at you so much. You're going to feel like Justin Bieber on that beach. It's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business. I didn't feel any of that. And I don't think that's because anyone was like in attendance. Like, we were obviously talking to people all day and busy, but I didn't feel like people were in my face dragging me around. I didn't get the, so many of the pitfalls that people ran into, I didn't experience. Like you're not going to get to eat at cocktail hour because everyone told me that. They're like, you're not going to get to eat. You're not going to eat. I had my face fucking stuffed at that cocktail
I had tons
hour.
Of orders, yeah.
Yeah, I was eating nonstop. And obviously I had shots of the wait. It's like, it just feels like everything that needed to go well did. I mean, again, we didn't have as many people for family portraits, but even that we saved with the photographer coming in for sunset.
Yeah, there were some people who were just running late, again, family, out of town people, like, but things could have been, as far as like things going bad because people arrived late, like I would sign up for that again with what we had. But yeah, like, some people missed the family portraits originally. So then we just like later on did another shoot with those family members who just couldn't make it. Yeah,
and it was done super fast. So like, shout out to the fact, because I was like, I gotta be honest, girl, I could take it or leave it at this point, because I'm just like, it's not that deep to me. Like, it's not like something that I felt like I really needed to get like these bespoke portraits with everybody. Just like, oh, let's just get them real quick. And I was like, yep, and it was done really quick, and they look great.
Yep. And we even got our own like some additional like sunset photos during that shoot and everything.
And those
like,
came out really good.
It was great.
All the photos, we just got the photos back. The photos fucking incredible. Yeah. Which I knew they would be, because I've seen, the work with the engagement shoot and all that. But it's like, honestly, still a little bit beyond my expectation, because there are some photos there where I'm like, holy shit, this is fucking crazy. I gotta be honest, guys, I don't look like that. I don't.
Yeah,
I did that with the right lighting.
There.
But yeah, no, it was great. Yeah, and it's like, it sounds cheesy, but genuinely, like, if I could go back and live any day of my life, it would be that day. And obviously that's part because we have so many people there that it's like, yeah, I could go back and run all these different routes of like doing more things. Like I wish I could have done it all more, right? Where it's like, you're on the outside part talking to somebody. It's like, oh, that's a song I missed on the dance floor. And then vice versa. It's like, I just wish I could have been myself more, but not to the degree that I felt like I didn't get time to do things. Because I think a lot of people do feel like I didn't really have time to like eat, talk, or relax, and like, like I just felt like we avoided all the pitfalls by some miracle.
Yeah. Which, hey, I don't know if that was, again, luck, playing on our part, the choice of caterer or people who helped out and brought, floral setup, the day of coordinator. Like, I don't know what mixture it was that led to just such a good day, but I'm glad it did, because it was as good. It was, again, like you said, I think a little bit better than I thought it could have been.
Yeah. So crazy stuff. I wish I could de-influence you from spending way too much money on a party.
I don't think we did that crazy. Like
for money?
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't do that crazy, but like without getting into like the nitty-gritty of the numbers.
Go.
Yes, as far as weddings go, it's not that crazy. As far as like an amount of money spent, it is a little crazy,
sure.
Right?
For one day, yeah,
yes,
absolutely.
Like, but yeah, like we by no means had like a 6-figure wedding. By no fucking means did we have a 6-figure wedding. Because that is like where
by no means do we have a 4-figure wedding. You know, what I mean? It was in the 5-figure.
Yes, but like when you're talking thousands of dollars, like $5,000 per some things, it's like that's crazy. Like an outfit that and not to be like again, I think it matters and is important. That's why I did it. But it's like it's a lot of money on one dress, and it's one of those things too where it's like the price creep does end up hitting you too. We talked about this already, but like where in my head I'm like I'm gonna definitely get my dress for under $1,000. Then I was like, how much is this one? Oh, it's slightly more. That's not that bad. Oh, I gotta get it altered. Oh, I need the veil too and the shoe. Like little stuff like that. I ended up caring about stuff that I never thought I'd care about, like my fucking earrings that I wore that day. Just wear the ones you have. And I'm like, but it's my wedding day. Like I did drink the wedding Kool-Aid a bit and I had fun drinking it. And now I have a nice pair of earrings, bitch. Granted, they weren't even that nice. They were just fucking from Pandora, but like they were nicer than the ones that I get at like, that I have at like Target or Claire's or whatever, which are most of my jewelry is like quite literally very fake jewelry, like just from like, stuff. I do want to, it was a lot put into the day, financially, time-wise, the planning, all of that. So yeah, like it is a lot to invest for sure. Especially with the way we did it, where it's like we're not exactly having anyone bankroll anything really. Yeah. So it took a lot of savings on both of our parts and pulling from savings from both of our parts. Yeah. So yes, it is a lot of money, and I wish I could tell you that it wasn't worth spending. For me, it was completely worth spending all of it. I don't regret a dime that I spent. And if I could go back, I would have spent a tiny, tiny bit more, which is dumb because I don't have that money.
You alone on that one.
Just a tiny bit more. I would
have shaved a couple $100 off here and there if I could go back.
If I could go back, I would get that little outfit change, I think, because I would want to be able to do my little kick dance more easily. But even that, I don't know if I would do it because I'd have to find something I like. Anyway, the point is, rambling now at this point, it's really dope. If that's our experience. Take with that what you will. Obviously, if you have questions, ask them. But loved it. Loved it. It was great. Thank you to everyone who came. I like that other people loved it also. Like it was nice to obviously people are being nice because who's gonna fucking tell? If your wedding sucked, no one's gonna fucking tell you. But I could tell that from at least like a number of people that was very genuine. Like your family being like, "Oh my god, like we gotta do this again when you guys have kids." And I'm like, "You paying for that? I didn't know." I'm like, if you think our baby shower would look anything like this, I really hope if that happens, because that means something changed a lot. I gained several bands a month to my income to fucking bankroll something like that. But it was really, really fun. I could talk about our wedding forever. I loved everything about it. Obvious winner. Runner up, I think the other obvious highlight is that Disney trip. It was Disney Universal combo. It helped, I think, because it was very much like it's really just a second wedding. Being with family, being with friends, and then like in addition to that, a trifecta, like just doing something that is incredibly joyous and fun. Yeah. Again, I stand by. I still think Disney World is like better than Disneyland, but Disneyland is like I'm glad it's second to that you came around on, because you went into Disneyland saying brokey Disney World. Never went into saying brokey Disney World. Like I never did that. Where's it at Anaheim? I said, and I still stand by, it is not better than Disney World, but it is still like the second happiest place on earth kind of thing, you know? And what's crazy is this is the classic arguing, not arguing. Yeah, it's not better than Disney World. But also, it does have something that Disney World doesn't, and the stuff it has is fun. Like that Marvel shit, fucking fun as fuck. Yeah, that's cool. The Star Wars shit was incredible. Star Wars is crazy, yeah. And I'm not even a Star Wars stan like that. I'm still catching up on the movies that you saw in the last episode. I talk about like yeah, I think this was a perfect runner up because like genuinely, and obviously like all these things are kind of interwoven. We did this right after the wedding with people from the wedding. It's basically like the PB Bang crew pretty much, minus Leo who got sick and couldn't go to the wedding. And also I don't think he was coming to the Disney thing anyway, but neither here nor there, right? PB Bang crew and company, like their plus ones or whatever. Obviously that helps a lot too, but like it was just like fucking dope as fuck. Like we did an episode talking about this as well of our time at Disney. It just something about that Disney magic, and I'm not a full-on Disney adult, but I will say it does run in my family and I am susceptible to it, and frankly I don't care. I think Disney adults, minus the ones that are problematically harassing the characters, are having more fucking fun than most of us. I fucking get it. Some of the food, the food at the Star Wars fucking shipping depot. That should actually we have a best food category. I'm writing down that fucking Star Wars food.
Honestly, you're not wrong.
It was so good. The rides were really fun. There really is. It sounds cheesy. There really is a magic to Disney that fucking only Disney can do, and it makes me want to give them all my fucking money. I don't give a fuck about Disney like that. I left with a goofy keychain and a fucking. I had the Dole Whip flight, and I was just
incredible.
And the Incredicoaster, like it really was.
You got your Pandora charm. You got the Pandora charm in California.
Yeah, I had the Disneyland California exclusive fucking charms and shit.
Yeah, no, it's really fun. It's really good, and it's if you can afford to do it, I think it's totally worth doing, just because it is. I've been. I'm
toxic. If you can't afford it, save up and get there. You gotta do it.
Yeah,
you gotta do it. It's really fun. Like obviously, if you really fucking hate theme parks, I get. We have things that we like. Yeah. Like the only thing that was sad about it was that like, damn, I'm not gonna be able to do this again like anytime soon. Which is not that deep to me because I already went once. But the second I was there, I was like, we gotta bring Edwin out here because Edwin is like more of a star. Like Edwin will like fucking like it. It's just so good. It was so good. And then, I think we talked about this before too, but granted, you could say it's copium for not having more money to like do the honeymoon right after the wedding. But one, a lot of people get sick after the wedding. I think waiting on the honeymoon is just smart, even if you have the money. But two, the fucking, I feel like what we did is kind of like the hack. I'm sure we didn't invent this. I'm sure people have done it. Especially when you have people coming in from out of town. If they're down to extend the stay, obviously it's, asking a lot financially or whatever. I'm lucky that I have friends that were already interested in kind of doing the Disney stuff and we're down to, put up that money to like get the tickets and all of that. It was like, I think it's also what made like the perfect storm where it's like, I spent so much time, like some of those people that were at the wedding, I got to see them a bunch after. So it wasn't like this, oh my God, I have to like talk to you now at the, like, it's like I did talk to them during the wedding, but it's like, yeah, and then I'm seeing you tomorrow and the next day. And like, it was just really nice. And it also really extended like the vibe, like in the true honeymoon fashion, extended the vibe of like the fun of the wedding. Yeah. We got those ears.
Yeah.
Our wedding ears.
The wedding ears. Yeah.
We got on that fucking Cars ride or whatever. Not car. It was like when Cars Town, the mud slinger ride or something.
No, it was the Cars ride. Yeah.
Yeah. Because they were like, oh, you got married. Congratulations. Go on the ride. Yeah. Like, yay. It was great. It was great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Best experiences?
Shout out experience, which can't make the list because you couldn't go. Cosm in LA. Cosm the Matrix in shared reality.
We could have it next year. Because we're going next year, January 6th.
I'll take it. Yeah, no. For those who don't know, the Cosm is like it's a theater. I guess it's fair to call it a theater. / like event space where it's this big curved screen that like lets you watch media in like a unique perspective compared to like just a big theater, like an IMAX kind of thing. It's curved. It like visually can like fully surround your peripheral and everything. So like what I went to go see was The Matrix, and what we're gonna go see again. I'm going again. I thought this was so good. I'm like, Janet, when you're done being sick, let me know. We're gonna go again. I'm gonna drop.
Let me know when
I'm
being sick because I've been sick.
You saw The Matrix in like a mixed reality, and I won't go into it, but it is. I think seeing The Matrix at the Cosm was the single greatest like movie theater going experience I've ever had. Better than when you saw Transformers on IMAX for the first time. Better than when you saw Avatar up close for the first time. Better than any and all of that. It is the single greatest movie going experience I ever had. And if you are in Los Angeles or visiting Dallas, Texas, there's a Cosm there.
Now you're looking up the business.
If you are in Detroit or Atlanta, there's a Cosm coming soon to those cities. So make way. Try to go see The Matrix. They have Willy Wonka out right now. If that's also more your speed. I haven't seen it, but if it's anything like The Matrix, it's probably great.
Well, at the Cosm. You've seen it in general.
Yeah, I've seen the movie, yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk more about that. Well, definitely, we've been waiting to bring it to the show until I can also go to talk about it. But
I at least give it a shout out.
Yeah. Yeah, but okay, cool. Winner is Getting Married. Runner up, Universal.
Yeah.
Everything. All right. That brings us to food. The best food we had this year. I already gave my hand on the Disneyland Star Wars food.
I forgot all about it. And
that's one of mine.
That's easily one of mine. We got. I'll be quick. I don't have that many.
Sure.
I have, of course, the classic. Any year I can get these is going to be a year that it's on the list. The Lenova's barbecue wings. We went to Buffalo for a friend's wedding, and as soon as I land,
I'm surprised they weren't on there last year. I guess did we not go to Buffalo last year?
I don't think we went to Buffalo.
Oh shit!
As soon as we land, one of the first places I go to, I check into the hotel and I go to Lenova's and I get wings.
Fuck, this could end up winning. God damn it!
Wings at Lenova's on Ferry. If you go to Buffalo, New York, Ferry.
Yeah, don't go to the other one.
Don't go to the other one.
We did that and it
it's
wasn't
not as
good.
good.
No.
Just go to Lenova's on Ferry, get the barbecue wings.
Damn.
And then Thanksgiving. This year I was able to get a I'm not even say like a crazy family recipe or anything like that. I just like the way my mom cooks some Thanksgiving dishes. And I was able to get on a call with her, get her recipe, make some of those dishes and stuff, and I think it turned out really well. And it was one of my favorite meals.
I also had that in my list of things, which I considered cutting because I thought you would be like, "Come on, it's not good enough."
No,
so I'm glad you like your
greens.
Good. Yeah,
they tasted like hers.
I got one that you're gonna agree with. You just forgot about it. I think it was. Yeah, I was looking at my camera. It was from this year. The croissant we had at Lou French on the Block.
Oh yeah, that was
Can you
really
explain
good.
What Lou French on the Block is?
Lou French on the Block is this cafe in the Valley, San Fernando Valley, and it's just like this little tiny French bakery. They have croissants. I don't even know if they have coffee. They have to have coffee.
Oh yeah,
like a couple.
I had a nice coffee when I was there.
Yeah, a couple. It's not like a crazy huge menu or anything like that.
They have like some sandwiches too and stuff, and baguettes. Some a lot of people just go and get bread for the week.
Yeah, croissants, pastries, things like that. We randomly stopped in because I think we just wanted to get some sun, get some fresh air. Maybe wanted an iced coffee and was like, oh, let's try somewhere new. Went here randomly.
Okay, I pulled up another one for him when you're done with that.
Went there randomly and it ended up being like just a very, very good pastry, like a very good croissant.
Like, well, I guess I should be technical. It's pain de chocolat. Yeah. People were in my ass about the pain de chocolat. Okay, I'm fucking sorry. I live in the United States, and a lot of times we label a pain de chocolat a chocolate croissant. Look, I too have experienced depression. I understand that it can be frustrating when people say the name of a food from your culture and it's not correct. So I'm genuinely not even trying to be a dick about that. I get that. But you have to understand, it is not because I just say, fuck you, pain de chocolat. I'm going to say you're a chocolate croissant. Many, many, many times on menus here in America, it is quite literally just labeled the chocolate croissant.
Yeah.
And then also, I'm going to lay my cards on the table. I feel like in the United States, if I say pain de chocolat, if I'm even saying that right now, not even that, I think I sound kind of like an asshole. I think I should just say chocolate croissant and then I should just get the chocolate croissant.
Yeah.
So technically it's a pain, I think, let me make sure it's fucking called pain de chocolat. It's pain au chocolat. See, I thought the de because of the Spanish thing. That's what the pastry is, okay? But guess what? If you went in there and you asked for chocolate croissant, they're fucking actually French and they'd still give it to you, okay? All right? So I have to lay that out there because but I posted a picture of this on Blue Sky. That's how the pain au chocolat gate happened to me. Because I was like, look at how, because it's so picturesque and perfect. I've since gone and had one of the sandwiches and the sandwich didn't wow me, which was a little bit of a bummer. But I do plan to go back, and I would love to go back and try more things there. I heard that because they are at their core, a bakery, that like the bread there is also just really good to get. So I think getting some bread would be good. The first time I had the iced coffee, I was really wowed by it. The second time I felt more normal. So I can't really speak too much to that, but I think it's definitely a place like, even if you end up being like, guys, it wasn't crazy. If you can make it out there, you're already in the valley kind of thing. Like I would put it on a list of like, we all have, if you live in LA and live in the valley, etc., we all have lists of places to check out. Just mark it down there. Get to there when you can. I think you'll enjoy what you had. Ooh, which reminds me of another one I have actually. I have one that you forgot about. Well, I dig up this one I'm looking for.
Is Handel's ice cream. It's this. I don't know if it's a chain. I don't know if
it is a chain.
Okay, it is.
But I don't know how big of a chain it is. But I do know there's multiple locations. In different like cities, even I think.
Little ice cream shop parlor kind of thing that popped up near a favorite restaurant that we have here in the valley. Thought nothing of it. I thought it would be like another Baskin Robbins. You throw a stone here, you'll hit a Baskin Robbins.
Now I did tell you about this place though before it dropped.
You told me about it. But you didn't tell me you've been there. Like,
no. But I said like the streets were talking about this. Like this was the place.
Yeah.
And this was the place.
And I thought people were.
I could have waited in line to potentially get a year's worth of free ice cream. And I asked Isaiah, should I do it? And he said no.
I'm glad you didn't because it would have been dangerous. All right. I went.
But
there
the streets were making noise about this even though it is a chain, which chains are typically not as good as non-chains. But like people, there was hype around this. Okay. But go ahead.
It's very. Think of like it's probably similar to like an Anderson's for the 7 people who know what Anderson's is in West Buffalo, New York. Just without the food. So just ice cream, hard ice cream, scoops, crazy flavors. They had like a horchata ice cream that was really good. What I did, I went there on a whim one day. I was like, you know what, I kind of want to just try it. I went and I got cookies and cream milkshake. It was an extra thick option, and that sucker was thick. Like it was thick, and they filled the cup up so much that like when I put the straw in, it just started like exploding.
It was so thick, it would have got demonetized on most platforms.
It would have got demonetized. It would be blurred. All right, and you would have to hit.
It's 18 so thick. Plus. You got to open incognito to look at that bitch. It was so fucking thick.
And it was so tasty. Like the ice cream itself that they used to make the milkshake.
I also tasted this and can vouch for the tastiness.
So good.
Again, I've been like varying degrees of kind of sick for like weeks, so I did not drink a milkshake for obvious reasons, but I did taste it. It was very good. Yeah. I've also had, for those who maybe don't know, Isaiah is a big ice cream boy. Like he loves ice cream. He loves milkshakes. Like you love those. Like I don't think you love it as much as I love Lox Bagel because that's kind of sick. But it's up there. It's like a favorite of yours. Because of that, I know we'll go somewhat often. So I came up with a new idea. I'm gonna get a sample every time I go so I can taste more of the menu. Eventually I'll get my own like scoops and stuff. But like I tasted the horchata ice cream and that was really good. Yeah. As well. I am gonna give I give my nod to handles as well. I'm gonna give a nod to, you haven't had this yet, so maybe we'll save it for next year, even though it's not, I don't think it's gonna make up your list for winning. Ain't gonna lie, them Erewhon smoothies is actually I have 2 bachelorette kind of things. We did not have a bridal party, but I do have a brother who we mentioned a lot on the show. He's very close in our lives. He's a really great guy. And he very kindly, even though he was not like, a groomsman or anything like that, he did officiate our wedding. But he still said, hey, let me take you out. You can celebrate that you're getting married. So one of the things that he took me to do was to get an Erewhon smoothie. So I got the Hailey Bieber smoothie. Shout out to Swag too. And it was really good. It was the best smoothie I ever had. Is it worth, I think they retail fucking $20 or something like that? Or is it more? Is it worth $20? It's hard to ever say yes to that when it's a smoothie, but I'm not gonna lie to you, if it was 15, I don't think anyone would be saying shit. I gotta be honest with you. It's at least that good. Again, it doesn't mind melt in the same way some other foods do, but it was very good. And I have heard that like the to-go food options at Erewhon are good. I haven't had any of those yet. Erewhon, if you don't know, it's a stupidly bougie grocery chain here in LA. Some stuff is just genuinely marked up to be marked up. It is one of those places where it's like it's rich to be rich, so the rich don't have to see poor people. That's kind of fucked up. I'm not gonna lie to you. That being said, they let them poor bitches walk in. That's how I got in. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna lie to you, y'all. I smelled the best candle I ever smelled in my life, and I bought that shit. And it was a lot of money, and I didn't feel bad about it. Like, so that's what Aeron is. It's kind of like, whatever. But it was good. The smoothie was good. On that same bachelorette note, mine that I'm bringing to the table is this place called Osteria Mazza. It's a pasta place. I mean, they have, I think, other stuff a little bit, but they mostly do pasta. I had their tasting menu. It was incredible. I really loved it. I'm a big fan of pasta. If you like pasta, you should have that. It's one of the Michelin star rated things here in LA. I believe that's right. I believe it does have a star. I'd have to double check, but I think that's right. Yeah, my brother took me there for as part of that celebration as well. So I was eating real good that day. Yeah. It was great. Another Michelin star one that we ate at, me and Edwin, Whole Box, which Isaiah wasn't there because he does not like seafood that isn't fried. Generally, I do think there's something there you'd like, so I think we will go together. But that's why this wasn't just me. I'm like, I'm eating all this great food, and Isaiah's at home, starving. Yeah, so it's a lot of like Mexican seafood, tacos, and stuff like that. But honestly, the best thing I had there was the churros. The churros were by far the greatest churros I've ever tasted in my life. Insane. Another one that I thought of as a late entry that I had to bring my phone out because I'm like, oh, I remember I marked this down because I want to start marking down my favorite restaurants. Sort of wedding related as well. I ate here when I did my makeup trial. My makeup artist lives in Long Beach, so we drove over to do my trial. It's called, I don't know if they pronounce Hole Mole or Holy Moly. Probably Hole Mole, like the E on the X on the E. This place is good as fuck. It's a regular ass restaurant. The prices are really cheap. It is also kind of like on that Mexican seafood like tip a bit, but like I don't know what else to say besides the fact that the food is really fucking good. The salsa is incredible. They have like these big like chiles, like the chile relleno. My mouth is literally watering talking about it. Everything I ate there was great. I loved it. If you're in Long Beach, I think it's a must. They have a couple locations in Long Beach, and it's like super affordable. And then this is definitely not going to win because it's actually the weakest thing from my favorite eats of the year. But I'm going to shout out Tom Bergen's restaurant. This is like a Irish pub over in kind of near downtown LA, more specifically more like mid Wilshire, south of Fairfax district, kind of. So I guess it's more closer to West Hollywood than downtown LA, but whatever. Yeah, it's way closer to West Hollywood. I fucked that up. Don't at me. I'm looking at the map as I'm reading this. I had a smash burger here that was pretty good. I had some good beer selections. I actually ate here with Ben Hansen from MinMax, who does not live in LA. We picked this on a whim, and it was a pretty good spot. And it was good enough that like I marked it down because it's like, if I'm in that area, I would dip back. I don't think you need to go out of your way for Tom Bergen's by any means. It's like a regular ass place. But you need like levels living in a city. You know, not everything's going to be the fucking greatest meal you ever had, but you need like, and also when you live in LA, you gotta start getting to know the town because people who are visiting, they have questions and you want to give them answers. And like, we know the Valley pretty well, but motherfuckers ain't necessarily staying in the Valley. They'll be who knows where asking for Rex. I don't know what's over there. So it's always good, I think, to have, I'm a big man of the people when it comes to food and Rex. So I like to have a couple things in my back pocket of, you know what? Hey, actually, here's something that that I can at least say isn't going to be bad kind of thing. So yeah, Tom Bergen's is in that vibe. And now looking at our list, even though I have to add a couple that I just shouted out, it's tough because we didn't eat all the same meals. I mean,
no, we didn't.
The fucking Lenova's barbecue wings is definitely a big contender. I hate that you brought that up because you're shitting on my Michelin star restaurants that were really good.
With a absolutely mafia-owned pizzeria in Buffalo. To be honest, I wouldn't be opposed to giving it to the Disneyland Star Wars cantina thing. It's definitely not better than the Lenovo barbecue wings, but it is. Are
those the two we're choosing between?
We've had. I mean, I think so. Just because like a lot of the list is.
If we have to pick one, then I think I'm going to go the Lenovo's barbecue wings. All right. Because the Lenovo's barbecue wings really do feel special. Well, the Disneyland Star Wars is just a really good meal that I was impressed by.
Okay.
But because we are going this way, I do want to shout out heavily the Ostera Mozza because I think there's a chance that would have made it for you if you had it. Even though like some of the pasta, it's funny because it's, I don't know if other people are like this, but like, and I feel like the three of us, like you, me, and Edwin are kind of like this, maybe just like personality wise, but like when I was hanging out with Edwin, we're like, what do you think Isaiah would be thinking about this if he was eating here? And then when I'm hanging out with you, I'm like, Edwin would love this. So it's like, we're always talking about each other when the other one's not there. And I was thinking, I know you're not as big. You obviously love food. you're not a foodie in the way I am. You don't really like the more kind of snobby, hoity-toity, like little dishes and things.
Mm-hmm.
But you do like food and can respect a good-ass dish. I definitely think there's stuff at Osteria and Mozza that you would like. I do think there's some stuff where you'd be like, this is just funky to be funky. So, we actually might end up going there because there's a chance I might want to go there for my birthday because I did really like it a lot. So yeah, I would be. I wish that we could. So, if anyone wants to sponsor us to be able to retaste some of these foods together,
Let us know.
that would be fucking awesome. But yeah, I guess we'll have to give it to Lenovo's Barbecue wings, which honestly, fantastic fucking wing. Some of the best wings I've ever had in my life are the Lenovo's Barbecue wings, they're really special and different, and I shove them down everyone's throat who is even near Buffalo. I'm like, you need to eat these. So yeah, and honestly, like I'm heartbroken in the way when there's like a really good athlete, but he's competing against like LeBron, so he's not going to win the championship, and like that kind of sucks. But like, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
That's kind of what the Lenovo's Barbecue wings are because they are so fucking good. And obviously, I think they deserve to win this at some point. But it's just kind of like, why this year? Now, hopefully, I eat really good meal. Oh, another thing I should shout out. This isn't LA, so I guess maybe it is sort of not in the spirit of it. Or I guess we have barbecue wings, so it's like, isn't it LA? I had a lot of fucking good food in Germany at Gamescom. I got to go this year. I'll rapid fire these. I think I do have them actually saved in my phone for in case I go back. But yeah, here we go. Cologne Rex. God, actually, did I write? So is this, I wish I could speak more specifically to these. I'd have to look at them way closer to know which one is correct. I want to say, and they all fucking look the same. Shout out to Germany, but all the fucking restaurants are the same. I think I have this right. Brauerei Zerd Malzmule. I'm really sorry. I don't know how to say that. I had some really good food while I was in Germany, like the fucking sausages and like the meats and the potatoes. And I also went to a spa called, where did I go? Do you remember? I can't remember the name of it.
Absolutely not.
What the fuck was it? I went to like this bathhouse that's near the convention center. I'm blanking on the name, but the food there was also really good. And then I also went to a restaurant that I think was Japanese, but that was also really good. So I had a lot of really good food in Germany. So if I go back, I'm sure I'll bring those to the table. Be great if one day maybe you can go to Gamescom with me and then you could also taste those foods.
That'd be dope.
But not to that because like, I don't know, the people looking on Instagram and my peers that were there, I think some people aren't as wowed by the food in Cologne because I don't know, they're like, it's just a lot of meat, there's no vegetables there, watch out. I don't give a fuck. All I eat is meat and rice. I'm at home and beer. Like this is fucking love the food that I had in Cologne. So but congratulations to Lenovo's barbecue wings. It was gonna be you eventually.
Well,
all right, and that brings us to our final category, the Gang of the Year, aka the best game or not game and not game. We have to figure out the fucking branding of it. But we're putting the number ones against each other across both games and not. Isaiah, can you go down the list and read all of our number ones that are competing against each other?
Yeah. So for video games that came out in 2025, we have Clair Obscur Expedition 33 as the winner there. For board games / tabletop games, did not need to come out this year, but we played it this year. We have Letter Tycoon. For movies that came out this year, we have Sinners. For shows that came out this year, we have Severance Season 2. For albums that came out this year, we have DTMF by Bad Bunny. Devi Tarar Mas Fotos. For
yes,
those who
that's very good.
Want to be a little spice in their title.
Pawn au chocolat.
For experiences, we have Us Getting Married. And for food, we have Lenovo's barbecue wings.
What a good year. Even though this year was actually really hard in a lot of ways.
It was very hard.
Because LA burned and then our cat got sick. And then I'm sick for like a month.
Honestly, I think that's why, just really quick, why I think that Bad Bunny album didn't hit right away is because like that happened during the fire, like either right before or like during the fire. So it was like, I'm not listening to music I'm worried about our house burning down.
Yeah. Which, to be clear, we did not have any of those problems.
Yeah,
directly.
yeah.
But we
still,
we downloaded those apps.
Watching.
I was watching. Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. So let's pull out the strongest contenders.
Okay.
Obviously, getting married is a strong contender. I feel like it could be an easy answer, but I don't want to just auto give. I definitely think we should look at it a little bit, even though it's like an obvious strength, I suppose.
We can look at everything.
I think the Bad Bunny album is really strong.
It is very strong.
And I think the Wings are really strong.
I think Claire.
Okay. Yeah, everything else is, I think, a step below.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Claire versus Bad Bunny versus Getting Married versus Lenovo's Barbecue Wings. Just because I'm kind of curious what you'd say.
Uh-huh.
Is the Bad Bunny album better than Claire Obscura to you?
Oh, I'm gonna say I think holistically, worldwide, yes, but I think niche-wise, no. Like I think for the albums that came out this year versus the games that came out this year, I think Claire Obscura is a better game than the Bad Bunny was a better album. And I know that's not how this works. I know that's not incredibly
You have to
helpful.
erase your memory of one of them, and you can never revisit it.
Oh, that's real tough.
And when you hear it play, like if the album plays, you don't hear anything. It's just silence. just to be clear.
Oh man.
Like which would hurt your life more to lose?
I think from a personal standpoint too, I think I have to would give it to Claire, just because having gone through recent loss and stuff myself, I think what that game does with loss and family and everything, it's so beautiful that if I had to choose, I would choose that.
Okay, Mr. Life Experience. I guess.
What am
I gonna say? Fuck your family? No, obviously not. So okay. Is Claire Obscura better than the
But
Chubby
to
Wings?
be fair, no, I would take the Chubby Wings over both of those things.
Okay, good. And then I guess obviously is the number one is Getting Married because it's Getting Married.
I think so.
I think the number two is Chubby Wings. I
think so. Which is crazy to think about.
Yeah, I do think that's right. That's completely right.
I would wipe my brain of Claire Obscura for Wings right now. Like I love those wings.
Yeah, and like I feel like someone else is gonna make a good turn-based RPG. It's not a big deal. Like
I don't know that I'll play a game better than Claire Obscura. I don't know if I'll eat wings better than those wings.
Yeah, because as much as Claire Obscura is like a fantastic game, which actually I'm curious about your opinion on this, I don't actually think it's a masterpiece video game. Like I don't know if you do. We'll have obviously we talked about maybe doing an episode on masterpieces and one on planning for doing one on
I would have
innovation.
To think about it. It's really close.
I think it is very close, and I think and I'm constantly reevaluating what do I consider to be a masterpiece and how high is that bar, and is that bar so high that it almost becomes meaningless? Like, do I have the bar too high? I think those little quality of life problems hold it back. I think if they fixed a couple things and said this is the definitive edition, I think that game would be.
But I don't think it needs to be perfect though, and I think that is inching into the territory of like perfecting the game.
It doesn't need to be perfect, but I need you to be real fucking close. I need you to be right up against that son of a bitch for me personally. Yeah. Like. Yeah. Yeah. Like you need to be like, yeah. You need to be like, because like I think Last of Us 2 is a masterpiece, and I think that little act at the end is a little sloppy.
Yeah.
But it's not as sloppy as the lack of that mini map. Ooh, like just for me again. Obviously, I know some people. Oh, it's an expedition. Don't tell me it's a fucking expedition, because it's an expedition where guess what, bitch, is a pause menu. It's game, bitch. Like like well, lore wise, no one would have mapped it. Shut up. Find a map on the fucking ground. Chart it yourself after. There's so many. Anyway, you know who you are, and I'm not gonna entertain you.
What are your thoughts? Like, are you feeling the same thing? Is that like?
I think I feel like the Charbecue wings are better than the Claire Obscura Expedition 33, and I think even if people would, obviously it's about us, not other people.
Yeah.
But even if someone would say that's fucking stupid, I think if they ate the wing, they would understand. Like I think they might say, it's still just a wing kind of thing, but then I'm like, we're just different. It's like when people don't like keep driving, I'm like, we're just different. Like you didn't eat what I ate. I don't know. And I think the Lenovo's Charbecue wing is not just like, what's crazy is that it's particularly notably special beyond its region, where like, let me try to emphasize that a little bit more, because like, for instance, I know I couldn't remember any of the fucking restaurants I had in Gamescom. I loved all those meals. I would eat them again. I'd recommend them to people. I'd bring you in, da-da-da-da. But I'm not, and those are like top meals of my life, like, you know, alongside the barbecue wings. I'm not really gonna be too pushy. Like if someone's like, oh, I have food trucks. Oh yeah, I went to these places. I really liked it. The barbecue wings I'm pushing because I know what I have with the barbecue wings. Which I guess we should explain them. They're barbecued and then charred.
Yeah, so they're barbecue wings that they put back on the grill to give them a char, and I think then sauce them again afterwards. I'm not entirely sure of the intricacies of their multi-step process for making these wings. But I know that they are barbecue flavored wings that they char on the grill after some coating of flavoring.
Like a lot of other grilling, it really like the flavor really seeps and becomes one. I think what's special too with the barbecue wings, because I've eaten a lot of really good food in my life, and there are times where I taste something, especially like from really funky, just out there shit that motherfuckers are making, where it's like, whoa, I've never tasted anything like that, or like, oh my gosh, like this individual taste is really high. What's different about the barbecue wings is it's not that the individual bite itself is like so hard to conceptualize. Like I think if I said, imagine a barbecued wing and then you tasted them, it would basically kind of taste like what you thought it would. But it's so good. It's such a refined version of what it is, you know?
That's at the right location. Yes. It is also consistent. Like you can go there and order it. It's not, oh, this special chef needs to be in. He only comes in like once every year and does this dish or that. No, Hey,
Jose undresses in that bitch every day. Actually, he probably isn't. He actually probably really isn't. But he owns the restaurant. Yeah. So it's really good. And I do think those wings are better than Claire Obscure for sure.
I would give up Claire if we could like airdrop that Lenova's into LA. I would give up most of that list for that. Just build it instead of a Wingstop. You just replace that with like a Lenova's. Oh man,
I really would need to know how Severance continued though. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I would. I would be.
But you really love wings. You love wings more than me.
Yeah,
I will say. But yeah, I will say with TV, it's hard because it's like seasons versus like Claire's done. Like they made, you know, the wings are done. The season's like sort of floating in the ether. But yeah. Okay, so I think we have our winner. It's getting married, and the second one is Lenovo's barbecue wings.
Yes.
Gang of the year.
Getting married.
That's our rings connecting over the barbecue wings. Okay, well, let's get into poll of the show.
Yeah. Talk poll of the show.
The show.
Last week, we asked, what are 1 to 3 gaming resolutions that you'd like to make for 2026? There is a clear pattern of play more recent games across like almost everyone's submission.
Oh my gosh, I wish I was these people. I'm playing nothing but recent games. I need to play more old games. That was my resolution.
Play more recent releases. I mostly played like old games this year. Keep better track of what I'm playing. Play less Destiny to make time for other games. Make content more regularly.
Okay.
Finish my VR games and build a PC. Honestly, that's
fun.
a pretty
These
fun
are fun.
list. Yeah. More new games, less forever games. Review/journal games as I play them. So again,
nice.
Keeping track. And then play through an entire 60+ hour JRPG. That's a particular
following
wish.
in my footsteps.
That's been on this person's list for a while.
You saw me. You saw what I did with Persona 5 Royal, and you got inspired, didn't you? You son of a bitch. I know. I knew that. I knew what my impact would be with that Let's Play that I've been slowly uploading for the last 8 days. Yeah. I mean, I love what y'all wrote in with. It is funny to see the new versus the old because I'm the opposite. I want to go back more into the old, but I also really resonate with the JRPG person because one of the big reasons that I even took on Persona 5 Royal after, you know, obviously Ash brought it to me from the charity stream and all that, but was I have lived so much of my adult like content, game critic life or whatever, really not wanting to give hours to like these games. Like they're just so long. And it's been a real challenge to like will myself to do, but I feel like I've gained a lot. I've played some really great games from it. I've learned a lot about like what makes those games good and things. And like, but yeah, it's I know some people like, you know, like Kelsey, right? She's always playing JRPG. She's like, oh, I put 1 million hours into this thing, like another Tuesday. I really just, I'm not really wired that way, and it's tough for me. So I totally relate to that. Yeah.
And then in not games, we asked, what are 1 to 3 things on your 2025 end of year to-do list? This one, much more of a mixed bag, but still a bit of a theme of finished things that I was in the middle of. We have one person, honestly, I respect this a lot. Buy music on Bandcamp. I have a lot of stuff that I want to listen to.
That's cool.
Organize my papers and stationery better.
Nice.
More flossing and moving around, which we can probably deserves to be on our 2025 end of year list. Finish Ghost of Yotai, start Metro Prime 4.
Shit, is that mine?
Wait. Right. Your burner.
Wait, hold on. That's just me.
Try Bazite. It's a gaming focused Linux distro. It's like a version of Linux that like,
you know, I'm seeing like a couple people on my timeline are like, yeah, fucking we're going to Linux, bitch.
Hey,
because they're like Microsoft's evil, like go to Linux.
Also that.
If I'm going anywhere, it's wherever Isaiah sets this up. I don't know what's going on with any of that.
We have actually used the whetstone I bought like a year ago and sharpened my knives, which is
that sounds like you. Yeah, that's you.
And then play Mega Man 5 and 6 to knock out the first Legacy Collection, which is on my wish list. I wanted to pick it up. And
you like Mega Man?
I never played them.
Oh, I don't. Oh.
Yeah, I mean,
let me know when you're playing them.
The classic Mega Man, but I've never played through.
I hate Mega Man, and that's no disrespect to what he's doing. I can't do like pattern platforming. Like it's such a pattern platformer. I cannot do it. Yeah, it's basically a shmup that you memorize.
Really?
Yeah, like like the regular Mega Man, like because I had the Legacy Collection on like 3DS, and I was like, I can't do this.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so I'd be curious to see. But also, I think maybe your rhythm skills will shine through for that because it really is kind of like sort of like rhythm. Yeah. So maybe that'll work out for you. Because I just was really bad at it. I'm like, this isn't fun for me.
Yeah, I played the
weird time ones that
Battle
you like.
Network series, but I never played any of the other ones.
I gotta let me know though. I need to see you because you're either gonna be like, oh yeah, it's cool, or you're gonna crash the fuck out. So I'm kind of hoping it's the second one because it's funnier for me. But
and then we had a fun write-in. I thought, what's your favorite Christmas dinner main course? I want to do a rib roast this year, but those things are so fucking expensive now.
You sound like someone that will appreciate the barbecue wing.
You definitely sound like someone who appreciates the barbecue wings.
For Christmas, I mean, honestly, I'm not a big ham person, but I did love the ham you made for Thanksgiving with the
very tasty,
pineapple.
You might run that back.
Being Mexican, I love tamales for Christmas or the holidays. Nothing crazy or special there, but they're just tasty.
Tamales outside of like LA, Chicago.
I mean, short answer, yes, but longer answer, like, what do you mean by that? Like, you don't think they got tamales in New York? Like, you know, like
New York, sure. Like, can you get tamales in Minnesota? You know what I mean? Like, do you think you could have gotten in St. Paul or something?
Yeah, but they probably taste like shit.
All right, well,
look, I don't know what y'all are doing.
Fair.
Like, yeah, I mean, I will say I don't think it's not as common as a taco, but I don't think it's like a.
That's what I mean. Like,
I don't think it's a neat. I mean, here's the thing though. They don't really sell frozen tamales though, which I guess is unique too.
Yeah. I don't think I could get.
Well, I guess
I wouldn't know where to get tamales from in Buffalo. You know what I mean? Like,
as much as I joke, you're not Hispanic, so I guess
that's also true.
Have you not seen like in your existence in America? Like, I guess maybe have you not seen that as like an item very much? Then in your more like so. I mean, if you just Google tamales in Minnesota, like stuff comes up. Like I'm sure and yeah, like it's not like it's not wildly. And again, maybe I'm speaking out of turn, not knowing like the background of the food enough. So if I am, I apologize. It's not like wildly niche. Like it's versus like if you wanted like a specific kind of tamale that might be harder. Like there's like the Oaxaqueño style, like the Oaxaca ones. Like that might be more neat. But like I think generally like a tamale is not as popular as like a burrito or a taco. But I don't think it's like that far down. I think it's kind of like the pozole thing. Like you don't really, you know, there's not like Taco Bell doesn't sell that. You know what I mean? Like it's like, I think really that just comes down to like fast and easy to make because tamales are hard to make.
Yeah.
So I imagine like places that like I imagine a lot of like, or even like the Mexican restaurants we go to, like the one that is called Kitchen Number whatever, that might not have tamales. I didn't look.
Sure.
It's possible they just don't make them. So yeah, but I don't think it's like. I think kind of everywhere you can get those. Okay. I would say, right. But I'm sure like some places again, it's not going to be as often, or they're not going to be as good.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I think because it's at least part, like I don't know if it's shared with other cultures, but it's at least Mexican. I feel like that's also like a very, like it's more versus like Puerto Rican food, for instance. There's not as much Puerto Rican food in like there's more Mexican food in Chicago than there's in Puerto Rico, outside of like Humboldt Park, of course, which is a Puerto Rican neighborhood. Yeah, but
okay.
Yeah. Hey, you can go get them.
Again, I'm not saying you definitely can't get them anywhere. I'm just saying, like, I know I can walk into a place and get a burrito, get tacos.
When did you like first have them? Was it when you met me?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Like a year ago, whenever we got them.
That's insane. But I can see that because if you're not like seeing it on the menu item and regularly eating them, I mean, there are people that like, obviously you can say they're rage baiting, but there are people who like don't know how to eat that because they come wrapped.
Yeah.
And they like don't know that like, bitch, where's the part that you eat? Like,
yeah.
So it is like, I'm surprised, but like it kind of makes sense. But that being said, it's not like an insanely niche food. It's like how cool. It's, it's not as, we just go in circles. It's not as big as like tacos and burritos, but it'd be like, I don't know, like chilaquiles. Like that's not as common as like a Mexican omelet, but like it's, regular food, like kind of thing. So yeah. What's did you mention your favorite Christmas? Christmas dish?
Honestly, I think like ribs. We
you know
used
who loves
to do
ribs? Edwin.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if he still feels like if he'd say, "Oh yeah, I love ribs," but like there definitely was a time when that was like his favorite food. I don't know if that still stands. But
we used to do growing up. We would do a lot of grilling, which is like why one of the things I want to do more grilling.
The grilling you did earlier this year was also some of my favorite food.
We used to do these like beef ribs. And they were like the best thing because my stepmom, she didn't eat pork, so we would do beef ribs, and they're more expensive. We would buy pork, and like she knew how to cook pork and everything. She just didn't like to eat pork. But man, every time we would grill, we'd be like, make sure you buy extra beef ribs because they always come out tender, saucy, delicious, falling off the bone. And honestly, that is a little like I don't think that's not necessarily a Christmas main course. The answer for that will probably be ham, right? A Christmas ham is easy. It's a staple. But man, we make our own traditions. We bust out the grill on Christmas Eve and see what's happening.
We're in California.
Yeah. I like where this person's at. All right. Ribs on Christmas sounds like a great thing to start introducing.
We don't have any plans yet. If you could get that grill set up on Edwin's house, I think you guys have to put together though.
He ain't gonna do that.
Well,
he's listening now, and it's not gonna be set up by.
Yeah, probably not. Well, he was never gonna do it. He was gonna be around.
We'll do our little mini grill with some ribs.
Tiny ass grill. Gets the job done though. Okay, well, that was the last poll of the show for the year. This was our last episode of the year. We will be back to recording. I think we said we're aiming for. I know we're gonna have a trip out of town. Mm-hmm. Like after my birthday, I think
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I would say you can expect the podcast to come back definitely by late January, mid-January earliest kind of thing. But yeah, thanks for another great year of the Gangcast.
Yeah, man.
Congratulations to us for doing year 2. It's I think this year in particular was really hard. I think I'm hoping that we'll be a lot more consistent next year. We definitely had some struggles this year, but I think that was unique to how crazy the year was.
A lot of stuff.
A lot of travel. A lot of like crazy shit happening.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully smoother sales next year for that stuff. But it was, great to keep the show going. It's been fun. Also having like, I don't know, more ways to share like just stuff we're doing, more incentive to do cool things, I think, and bring fun things to talk about to the show. And yeah, we'll I'll try to remember I won't make it a full segment, but I'd like to report back on how we did on our end of year to-dos when we get back. I'm doing pretty good.
I'm making decent progress.
I'm doing pretty good myself. Anyway, so so it's been going good. But yeah, any final words for everybody?
No, just again, thanks everyone for listening. Again, it's been a great year. Love where we've taken the show, where we're
Mr. and Mrs. Gangcast now.
Mr. and Mrs. Gangcast. Where we want to take the show next year, things we want to do, do more video stuff, more short form content.
Yeah.
other streams, other content. Like is a lot of stuff.
This is
that
the
we
year
wanna
Isaiah
do.
plays 6 golden coins for at least a little while.
Yeah. So yeah, just thanks everyone for the support and the love and the comments and the polls and the follows on social media, all that stuff. It's very helpful. And again, we read all the comments. Even if we don't respond to everything, we read everything. We try to at least bring it into the show when we can. And thanks.
All right, y'all. That is it for this week and this year. You can send us your questions and topics to the email inbox and at gamesandnotgames.com. You can follow the podcast version of the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pocket Casts, and everywhere else you get your podcast. If you enjoyed the show, be sure to give us that 5-star rating.
5 stars.
Cinco Diamantes.
And if you're an audio listener, remember that you can get the show on the video version on YouTube at Games and Not Games. If you like the video, be sure to leave a like and a comment as it helps us get the show in front of more people. Give us a follow on social media. We're everywhere at Games and Not Games. Mainly Blue Sky, TikTok, Twitch, Instagram, everywhere. We're all over. It's been a good year. Thanks for joining us. Until next time, gang.
Gang.
Peace.